All right, welcome to the THL Friday Night Fights. My name is Saku. I'm your operator for tonight. Joining me is the wildly fantastic and skilled Patriots fan, Mr. Don Day. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. That introduction basically only had one true thing, though, was that I am indeed a Patriots fan, but I don't know about wildly, fantastically skilled.
So with that, him denying his wildly and fantastically skilled, we have
I don't have to deny it. Just wait till you see me in Battlegrounds, all right?
We'll see it, bro. Then we have my Canadian cousin, not really cousin, but we might as well be cousins because we're Hearthstone cousins. Gordon, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Doing really well. Glad to be back. Glad Friday Night Fights is going on. It's
Yep.
going to be awesome. We've got a full night, so
Yeah.
really excited to be back.
Yeah, let me rip into what's going on tonight if you didn't catch the THL chatter or the announcement there. So we got 8 o'clock, which is just a few moments from now. We got the Legacy Series Red Conference with Hickett from Bluefish, period, versus Always Just in Time from Team Justin. 9 o'clock, we're going to show some BGs from the Blue Lobby in particular. So we got Crafty Monkeys with Damon and Turtle on that team. We got Don Daith, which has got the wildly fantastic Don Day, and Myanodon. So fresh noobs there for BG series. We got Friends of Bob with Reverb and Wash in the Wind. Then we got Risky Refresh. I always want to say Risky Fresh just because I got some hip hop background. But with Riots 13 and Steffi. And then we had at 10 o'clock Eastern, we have another Legacy series with the Silver Conference with Lefty 2111 versus Mojo Powell with the Wallet Warriors. Lefty coming from the Dirty Mike and the Boys. So I just took a look at the standings there, and Dirty Mike and the Boys just have stolen all the money, if any money was in the wallets of the Warriors. So. But I'll let you guys take it away for their first match tonight, and we'll get the other players rolling.
Appreciate it, Saku. So as Saku mentioned, our first match of the evening is a Legacy Red Conference matchup between Hickett and Always Just in Time, the 2-1 seeds from Bluefish and Team Justin, respectively. This is unlike the DMB match that Saku just mentioned. This is a 0-0 match so far. So this is first blood. Gordon, I'm real excited to see how this starts out. There's a lot of diverse lineups on the Bluefish side. None of them really matching up with each other except for Dead Snoop and Hickett have the same lineup, so maybe you get a little preview of what Dead Snoop is bringing. Hickett's got Mage, Paladin, Shaman, and Warlock. Justin has Hunter, Paladin, Shaman, and Warlock. So what do you expect to see out of these players for their decks?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. A lot of people have been kind of hesitant around Mage, which is the high roll potential being on ladder right now, and really only seeing one in this lobby right now. Justin foregoing the Mage and instead going for more of the aggressive build. I would suggest with the Hunter Paladin, not so aggressive, but can definitely stick a board if it's going for that buff. Shaman has such versatility, especially in Legacy. You never really know what you're gonna see until maybe turn 3 or 4, because really the first couple turns are the exact same. And Warlock coming out. So the lineups are pretty identical. Just the Mage and the Hunter is really what we're looking at here, and could be see what you're looking to ban or maybe what you're looking to get your win with, because you got to win with everything. So there's going to be a lot of mirror matchups, which, I think just the sheer value of tech cards might come into play, or who's a little bit greedier with their lists.
Yeah, I think the teching of the lineups will be very interesting here. We do know what the bans are, so we've seen that Hickett will be banning Justin's Hunter, and Justin will be banning Hickett's Shaman. So this is actually in the matchup that we saw last night. These are the exact two bans, but that was my match, of course, against Truth AM. I banned his Hunter, or I banned his Shaman. He banned my Hunter, I should say. So we might see a very, very similar lead from the two players, with maybe they both try to get their Paladin out there. We end up seeing a Paladin mirror match to open it up, which will most likely be a hand buff matchup.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if Justin has gone for, as you kind of had last night as well, those robes in his paladin deck to really help out and try and stall out the mage. So typically you don't want to play minions against the mage, but paladin has to play minions. So in order to play those minions, it just makes them untargetable. So it could actually have some very big implications if we do see that mirror matchup, because robes against a paladin, you're really not getting a whole ton of value out of it. It's just kind of a 4-2 at the end of the day, or a 2-4 at the end of the day.
Let alone it's negative value because you can't target your own minions with Hand of the Doll. So you have to be very cautious of when you use it, and or be able to kill it off if you want to buff something. But yeah, that's that's not the matchup that card is there for. And I think the players, if they do bring it, they'll be okay, knowing that it's a chance that they might draw somewhat of a brick. But these are the two captains of these two teams. They're ready to play. So why don't we go ahead and give them notice to start? Yeah. Saku, what are we going to see on each? Who's on the bottom? Who's on the top here?
Well, on the bottom is going to be Hickett. On the top is going to be Always Just in Time.
Thank you, sir.
Perfect. Yeah, captains getting the season started for their respective teams, both in the 1 seeds leading the charge, is what you like to see. It's always the classic. What is it? A leader.
You lead from the front, right?
Yeah, you lead from the front, and it's always that photo of somebody being carried ancient times by their servants, but then the leader is with them helping pull the cart. So we'll have to see what these two captains do in their time of lead.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're not leading off with the classes that we discussed. We've got a mage versus a shaman. So that mage, obviously Hickett's side, because he's the one who has the mage. And the shaman off the top here, it looks like an elemental shaman. We see a fire elemental. To me, that probably indicates it's less likely to see a Doomhammer in there.
Yeah, definitely expect to see a Doomhammer leading out with this mage, leaving it up to. It's such a detrimental. Mage can't really afford to run weapon removal.
No.
So, but that being said, it got probably the best start it could hope for, which is
definitely did.
There's a fire spell. I mean, if it really chooses to go off, we've got a Sorcerer's Gambit turn 1 for Hickett, and I guess we'll have to see from Justin what they decide to do.
Yeah, Quest into Incanter's Flow into Ice Barrier. Since Ice Barrier is one of the few cards, one of the few Frost cards in the deck to not require a target of any kind. So you're not reliant on the Shaman to put anything down, though Shaman is most likely going to play some minions. But we see Justin's hand here. I see Justin's hand. I guess Saku's having trouble adding them, and Corridon as well. It's 3 4-cost cards, 6-cost card, and just picked up Inara Stormcrash off the top. So literally nothing playable for Justin, unless he wants to coin out a totem, which would be a very poor idea.
Yeah, not exactly the start you want to get off to seeing a shaman. Giving Mage the time to just sit back and discount their full deck, as well as get, start checking off those boxes.
And Justin goes ahead and draws the second fire elemental. So that's 2 Granite Forgeborns, a Canal Slogger, a Inara, and 2 fire elementals in hand. This is literally drawing from the back end of your deck mana-wise. I have to assume there's no cards that are costing any more than 6 in this deck. And this is, of course, closed list, so we don't know exactly what these lists are. But I have to imagine this is probably just about the nightmare scenario for Justin in this matchup.
Yeah, really slow start. Shaman hates to see it. Hickett's not really drawing, the absolute insanity just yet. No. So going to be able to probably throw this Ice Barrier up here. Check the Frost tick mark. Because we've already played the Arcane with the Flow. Just going to draw a little bit first.
Going to draw instead, yep. Picks up the Primordial Studies and a second Arcane Intellect. I think I would have liked to see the Ice Barrier there, because now you're kind of floating mana. Of course, if you picked up something that was 1 cost to play, such as one of the Flame spells. Actually, no, it would have been 1 cost, of course, because the Incanter's Flow is active. But yeah. All right, so coming down is that first Granite Forgeborn, which will make the rest of the cards in the hand, except for Inara, a little cheaper, which is a nice bit for Justin, though it's been a slow going here. And Hickett opts to start with the Primordial Studies. And he's going to use the Fire Sale to draw and not kill the Granite Forgeborn.
Yeah, definitely killable next turn, but I might have liked to see like that this Ice Barrier. The longer it sits there, it's the worse and harder it is to play. Plus, I mean, we do have Brain Freezes in the deck, which are going to be easier to play into this Shaman, which is, very minion based. But sooner or later, if we saw Nanara, I'm expecting to see a Doomhammer, and then it's just kind of, Hickett has to go as fast as he possibly can before just getting absolutely clapped down.
Yeah, that's an interesting line that Hickett's taking. It almost looks like, he was trying to draw into something that he could play on one of the minions. Like you said, the Brain Freeze there would be obviously optimal. Maybe something like Cone of Cold. Just not sure why you'd want to avoid using the Ice Barrier at this point, since there's something on board. It was obviously going to pop the Ice Barrier, which means if you do happen to draw a presumable second Ice Barrier, you have another Frost spell that you can activate without a target being needed. So it's there's Flurry.
Well, yeah, that'll stall for a little bit, but we're gonna see these. So this might be able to progress.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. He's going to progress it and immediately pop that second Frost spell.
Yeah, and gonna be able to follow up possibly with an Arcane Intellect as well behind this to take. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, that's a much better draw in that situation.
Yes, sir. Arcane or Incanter's Flow. The Arcane spell off the top there, going to be discounting everything by 2 in the deck now.
And this slow start for Justin is starting to really show the cracks here. In the one way that the Shaman can struggle is to just kind of beat themselves. Decks like this, these I don't even want to call it like a mid-range deck, but I guess that's what it's closer to than anything else. It's not really that aggressive, so it's more of a mid-range deck. Like you really rely on the curve, and he just does not have it right now. Justin kind of thinking through the options.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's unfortunate that he missed his early curves there. Now that the mage has found some cheap frost spells to freeze the board, you never know if those are ever going to actually perpetually hit the face, and now it's hopefully going to be Doomhammer or bust.
Devolving Missile is an interesting pickup. It is free, of course, thanks to the discount. Not probably the play here, at least not without doing something to the board first. You can easily use that Fireball to clear a 4/5, ping off the 5/1 if you want to do that, or use the Arcane or the Runed Orb. He doesn't need to trigger an Arcane spell. The Fireball is going to progress the quest, I believe. Yes, it will. So now we're going to see what options he has to discover. Takes the Deep Freeze very quickly, and yes, that is not playable this upcoming turn. And now he has the option to take a Cone of Cold that is much cheaper and a little bit easier to kind of weave into the curve. But nope, he's going to opt for the Fire Sale, as he did not have another fire option in hand. Opts to use the Devolving Missiles at the last second there, drops it down to a 2/1 the Peasant, which actually gives Justin another draw here.
Good to see you.
Free cage match to lead. We'll see if there is. Well, that's not a Doomhammer, it's a Whack-A-Null. That's kind of what I suspected might be the case, that this might not be a Doomhammer list. Sorry if you're getting bored of just me talking right now. We are experiencing some slight technical difficulties with the friends list glitch that you all know so very well. and Corden is working actively to get back into the match. He never was able to see Justin's hand, so you'll have to bear with me while we get everything up and running.
Sorry, I forgot to look at Discord, so Corden's just typing away and nobody's listening to him. So
that's okay. No, I mean, I'm listening, but we got to bring the people the content here. So
you're right. So speaking of content, as you notice, we have both players on screen now. So we're going to try this scenario with OBS Ninja to, I guess, help our players get their faces and match their names, so people can cheer for their favorite teams or favorite players face to face.
Yeah,
just like the GMs.
A bit of a GM feel to it, absolutely. Hickett looking for possibilities to clear this board. It's probably not going to happen here in one go, but he could flurry to at least stop the 6-5 from hitting face. Uses the fire sale to clear the board, except for the 6-1. And yes, the flurry will come down to complete the quest line and give Hickett Arcanist Dawn Grasp. Not playable this turn, but very much playable next turn.
Yeah. How are you feeling about the mage this meta so far? I mean, we're only a week, 2 weeks in, roughly?
I mean, it's been the source of a lot of the complaints because it's a very solitaire deck, and I get it. It's not the most interactive deck, but it is a lot of fun to play, in my opinion. And when you do tend to start snowballing that quest early, like turn 7 here, where Hickett just completed the quest, is actually on the later end for some, especially for someone who had Incanter's Flow on 2 and another Incanter's Flow down line. So to be honest, it could have been a little bit quicker for Hickett, but was benefited greatly by Justin having a very, very slow start to this game.
And that's what I was just going to say. If Justin having a slow start gave the ability for Hickett to kind of just keep pace in a sense. So
yeah, the good news for Hickett here is that really hasn't taken a ton of damage yet, is still looking for his damage spells, but Justin is really going to need to stick something here in order to be able to do this damage that he needs to do before Hickett just runs through his whole deck here, which the 4 draw off of a cram session post Dawn Grasp is very, very good.
Terrible. What are you talking about?
Just getting in, and that's what you see from the mage. Just shakes your head.
He's about to draw 4 more cards. So
0 mana, 8 cards.
Yeah, 0 mana, 8 draw. There's another free First Flame. Oh, there's a free Brain Freeze. This is devastating to Justin.
Yeah, he's going to be full board clear. He's going to be able to put a little bit of damage face and just start really popping off. Still has the Arcane Intellect in hand to draw through towards those Ignites shuffled back into the deck.
Another Nexus, more damage. I mean, you're never going to need that much damage. I can see just a Fireball here to face and use that second flame to get rid of the 6-1.
Oh, yeah.
And this is not the start that Justin had envisioned when he saw these two classes at the outset of this game.
So just getting in, I'm assuming we're playing a Elemental Shaman with no Doomhammers in sight.
Yes, that is what we have come to the conclusion of. That's what I thought was happening at the beginning of the game. When I saw that Fire Elemental, usually not, you're not usually running that and a Doomhammer setup. So Whack-A-Null Hammer in this case, yes. Hoping that the Whack-A-Null hits the 6-4, and it does not.
Archdruid.
Gonna have to use that Lightning Bolt now to clear the Dawn Grasp away.
I mean, this is just it.
Irrelevant, yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, Justin couldn't know. You had to have a feeling when Mage has that many cards in hand that they probably have it. I was gonna say, could do a little pass there and a fancy finish with the AOE, but not necessary. Yeah, the Frost Whisper AOE is always an extra kick in the butt to end the game, but not needed. Hickett cruises to a 1-0 start with the Quest Mage.
Yeah, Justin, unfortunately, not getting off to the start that Elemental Mage really wants to see. Really missing the 1-drops, not exactly getting everything. So Mage is always going to take advantage in that situation, and he's going to be able to pick up the first win. Mage gets through.
So we'll see what the next cue here is. Will Justin stick with that Shaman? Hickett, of course, since we are playing Conquest, Legacy is a Conquest series that Mage has won, and it is no longer playable tonight. And that Hunter was banned. So, I'm sorry, that Shaman was banned. So Paladin and Warlock are the two remaining decks. Paladin is, of course, most likely to be the hand buff Paladin. Warlock could be any number of things. I'm sure it involves the quest in some way, but it could be Khezu. It could be the Xerios No Hands gamer list that wants to Wind Fury blast you with Flesh Giants. It could be the straight up OTK. There's a lot of options here.
Yeah, there's so many options. It's very similar to Shaman, where it can just it's kind of the same, but it all does very different things, I suppose. Game plans are a little different. One's looking to draw as many cards, discount them right down to 0. Whereas the Zoo is looking to just play, get that quest off, turn 4, turn 5, get that quest reward down, and then start firing some face damage towards your opponent here. I would expect Justin to just bring back the Shaman, right? I don't think you need to do anything else. You're not really looking to switch off, looking for a Paladin matchup or looking for a Warlock. I think Shaman probably still has its best shot going into this Paladin and the Warlock, especially if we see the lily pad lurkers for those over buff Shamans or even coming down on the Flesh Giants.
Yeah, I mean, the argument, I guess, against that would be Warlock in general, much like the Mage, is looking for a deck that is playing minions, so it can utilize its Drain Souls, its Nathrazims, and if you're not doing that, if you're not actively helping, it does tend to slow down that deck a little bit because you can't really, damage yourself with Abandon because you have no way to heal yourself if you're doing that. So it might be a case where Justin wants to maybe see if he can throw out the Warlock to maybe counter the Paladin a little bit. Not that it's a great matchup, but I think if it's the No Hands Gamer Xerios list, it's a lot better than the other lists versus the Paladin.
Yeah, that list can just cheat stuff out. Even
Right.
runs the new Warlock Legendary, just because you so often do not have a full hand. So cheating out a 1 mana 8/6 sometimes gets you there, other than a 0 or 1 mana 8/8 Flesh Giants. Also a Demon, which is really nice if you do. I don't think that deck really runs the Minari Washers for the lifesteal, but
No.
a nice little, if you see some like Hunters, which we do know is banned, but could be a nice little tech card to run a 1 of if you do see that coming down early for just a big chunk 11 heal.
We are sitting here waiting for game 2 to start as Justin's having some issues and had to restart real quick. So apologize. This has been an evening of tech difficulties so far, but that is the story of new expansions sometimes.
We'll blame the heat as well. So,
and if you weren't watching last night or watching any GM, let me be the first to inform you of a little glitch called the visual bug for the encumbered pack mule. When that bad boy duplicates, like it does when you draw it, it will show a card that is flipped face down. And of course, we and your opponent who's watching will know that it is a duplicate of the pack mule. But the second that one is played, it will crash all of our spectates and we'll have to re-enter the game. So we apologize in advance for that. And it is going to almost 100%, yes, almost 100% happen. So if you are sitting at home playing Hand Buff Paladin on stream, please be kind and use the second encumbered pack mule first.
Almost saying that we activated its trap card.
Essentially.
Hey, it's Pirates.
Fantastic.
It's patches all
It
over
is
again
patches.
on standard.
It's absolutely so broken. You heard it here first. Encumbered Pack Mule is on the same tier level as Patches the Pirate.
That's right.
What was the plot twist? Was what? No, it wasn't plot twist that caused the graphical glitch for Warlock. It was the when you draw on heal demon, but you would often draw it via the plot twist. That also caused the same visual bug.
Yeah.
The 4/6 that healed for 6 when you drew it.
Oh, the Broodmother.
Yes, Broodmother. That is
Broodmother.
yep. Yeah, she was that same glitch. So it's something that we've experienced before, and I'm sure as GM kicks off. He kicked off today, of course, and it becomes more prevalent on stream. It'll be more and more of a priority to fix because it makes for kind of a poor experience from the viewer standpoint. But coding a game is hard. I understand that it's probably not 100% top priority to fix a little spectator graphical glitch like that.
Yeah, hopefully they can get a hot fix pushed through. If not over the weekend, hopefully with the supposed upcoming nerfs that have been pushed off, as we all saw on Twitter there. So hopefully something comes through there along with that to just patch that out and make it a little bit more of a smooth transition. And also the friends list bug, which, counts by ones now, which is really great when you have a full friends list.
Yeah, friends list bugs have been fun for a while now.
And it just it boggles my mind to think of how much cool interactive stuff's going on. Tradable is something I never even would have thought of, right? Like to enter Hearthstone, pull the card over your deck, it shuffles back in one man. But we're not allowed to have more than 200 friends.
Yeah, priorities. We gotta focus on one thing at a time. But I mean, if you're being honest too, the people that are coming up with the concept for the tradable cards are not the same people that would code the friends list or anything to do with the launcher or anything to do with that. So it's likely two completely different teams. So and I think that's something that a lot of people miss too when they're complaining about they see this is like an XR AMA or whatever and say like, why haven't you fixed this? Well, it's really not his job to fix that, unfortunately. Yeah, he might know somebody that can fix it, but that's really not what he's focused on. And at least I'm personally enjoying the meta so far, so I can say that this has been a hit for me. I know it's not everyone's wheelhouse, but then again, the exact opposite was true last meta for me. So it's gonna take some time for everybody to really kind of, I don't know, settle down and hopefully enjoy some Hearthstone, and maybe the nerfs will be the catalyst for that.
All right, so
I'd have to agree.
Yeah, sorry guys, just a quick update for our viewers there. So Justin's just hopping back online. He was trying to get his camera back up, but his computer is being a little bit difficult. So we're just gonna have Hickett. Maybe Justin on there. Anyway, they're just gonna get started again. So
perfect.
We will watch them play again.
Now, Hickett getting through with that mage, I know a little bit at the beginning. What do you think he brings out coming forward?
I mean, the Paladin's a safe bet just because it doesn't have a true weakness outside of like Quest Rogue, which is obviously not in Justin's lineup. So I would say that it's probably going to be the Paladin just to kind of hedge your bets.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the safest one. It's very interesting to see the polarizing opinions on Paladin right now. I know a few GMs have outspoken saying it's not performing as well as they'd like to hope. It's not exactly doing the greatest. Saw a couple stats from the first day of GMs. It was actually kind of a middle of the pack deck. Wasn't really dominating, but wasn't really doing horribly. But if you look at ladder and even in the THL right now, it's one of the most popular decks to be brought out there.
Yeah, I think it's just safe. It's not a terribly difficult play style. But then, as you mentioned, for GMs, that's not a difficult play style for them to play against. It's don't let things stick on board that will whack me in the face and kill me all in one turn. So if you can do that, you're looking pretty good. And we are going into game 2. It's going to be a Warlock Mirror.
Is that Warlock Mirror? So we'll have to see right off the bat from these mulligans what comes into the hands and see if it is a true mirror or just a class mirror.
Had to restart my spec real quick because I wasn't able to see Justin's card. I do see a Flesh Giant, though.
Yeah, there is. And a Hysteria from Justin as well. So, card I have not seen for a little bit of time in a Warlock build, so possibly going for the more control-y route, maybe see the Rod in Justin's deck, whereas from Hickett's side, has the Drained Soul, the Unstable Blast, so might be looking more towards, it doesn't look like Zoo, but could be that Battle Master hit you with giant style.
Yeah, and I will say that I don't think that there's a Rod in Justin's deck. The Hysteria is there more for actually the mirror. Have an answer for giants or an Netheron if that's something that's played in Hickett's deck, because it's like a pseudo rush. You play that cheap giant or free giant, and then Hysteria immediately, and you start whacking things with your 8/8.
Whacking things is what we like to do.
Justin plays the quest on 1, as you normally do.
So there is the Battlegrounds
True Mirror.
Yeah, Battle Master coming out from Hickett. So some of these cards are going to be a little interesting in the deck. Soul Rens are more than likely going to be in both decks, and really neither of these players are going to be looking to flood the board anytime soon. There's just going to be a lot of tapping, backfire, self damage until that quest gets ticking.
Yeah, the backfire on 3 is a pretty big thing for Hickett. It's going to give him a lot of options to work with early on. If he can start to damage himself, I know it's funny that you think who can damage themselves faster is probably going to be the one who wins this match. But you got to draw the payoff cards too. You got to draw the Flesh Giants, or in Justin's case, he's got that Baron Scavenger in hand. You got to draw enough cards to get down to 10. To play it for free, because it's not really fun to play that thing for 6.
Ooh.
And there's a second backfire now.
Just rip that coin. That's a lot of cards in hand.
It's a lot of cards in hand. It kind of creates like a weird scenario though, math wise, because if you use it here instead of life tapping, I guess if you back to back rip the backfires, but then you're probably going to overdraw.
More than likely, yeah. I guess you coin would put you down to, you would have had 6, you go to 5, and then 4, draw 3 to 7. So I think you're okay, but you are playing with a very dangerous tip tap or toe tap game there.
Yeah, it's easier to weave that backfire in post the first part of the quest line too, because you go from 6 damage to yourself to 7, and of course 3 plus 2 taps is 7, so the math just kind of works out nice and smooth there. He does have that unstable Shadow Blast too, which obviously has a varying degree of damage to yourself, but that's going to require seeing a minion get played or playing your own minion and hitting it too, which does happen sometimes.
Yeah, we're gonna possibly see it. Might get held for a little while. Could honestly just be something to hit a Flesh Giant if we do see it come down.
Could be.
Backfire of Justin's own. His quest is going to be completed. Part 1 first, and we're going to see that Goldshire Knoll coming down. I guess the pseudo Moargs from yesteryear.
Yeah, the Knoll is a 1 cost when you have a full hand like Justin did right there. And we will see that Unstable Shadow Blast. The good news for Justin is he's got the Raised Dead. So he will be able to guarantee get a Knoll back if he wants to pop it and deal 3 damage to himself. So that's an interesting possibility. We see a Flesh Giant hand for 4 right now. So depending on what he does this turn, he might even be able to get the Flesh Giant down, pop the... I mean, it depends on how aggressive you want to be using the Raised Dead, because he's only getting 1 minion back right now.
Yeah, that's also the thing. So is going to go for the Giant. Burns a Soul Drain.
Yeah, just getting the Giant down there, I think, is fine. If Hickett has an answer for it, you get to bring it right back.
Yeah, and seeing the 1 unstable Shadow Blast coming out onto the Knoll last turn, it is a pretty safe play that Justin can assume he doesn't have this. But as we find out, he does have it, but Justin just has the Raised Dead in hand, but a full hand.
Ooh, picked up the Tour Guide, though. That's a very, very good card to have picked up right at that exact moment.
Yeah.
Now with the Raised Dead, it's got the clear space in hand. He's going to complete the quest. This is just a lot of good stuff happening right now for Justin.
Yeah, they're probably going to dump the Null, tap, and Flesh Giant's going to go down to 0 mana.
He's also at 15 cards in his deck right now, so he's getting very, very close to activating the cards like the Bristleback in hand, the Bloodshard Bristleback. The Scavenger will soon be cheap. Oh, and a second Null!
Wow.
Hickett would really need to have a Soul Rend in hand here to be able to handle this board.
Yeah, and even still through a Soul Rend. After the Soul Rend, if we do see the Null, I don't think that kills enough cards for Bristleback, and then you still have a Flesh Giant on the board.
Right. He opts not to play the second Null. Picks up another tour guide after mortal coiling his own tour guide. Somewhat of a circle of life there.
It's interesting not to play the second Null. I guess he's playing into the Soul Rend or trying to stay away from it, but then playing this tour guide doesn't.
Oh! The top deck Soul Rend.
Wow.
And Tamsin too. Okay.
So Tamsin. We've used at least one Drain Soul. We've used our Shadow Blasts.
Hickett has to know there's the possibility that if he leaves both of these minions up, he just dies.
Yeah, absolutely.
And right now, Justin does not have a Battle Master in hand. He has 2 in deck, I would presume. So it's about a little over 1 in 6 draw in order to just pick up lethal if everything lives here. So Soul Rend will guarantee that that Hickett, that is, lives this turn, loses a Mithril Rod, and that's kind of a bummer. Would really help be able to make the hand more flexible if he was able to play it. But at this stage of the game, I don't know if he has a free turn to play a 3-mana card that doesn't really do anything.
No, especially with not much card draw being remaining. We see the single Backfire still in hand, but outside of that, I don't know what else he's really going to have. And as you said, might not just have the time because there is a Flesh Giant on the board, and at the moment, we cannot answer it.
Justin now sitting with a full hand here. He is at 2 out of 8 quest progression, so he's not likely going to complete this quest this turn, and won't have to worry about the overflow of a burning a Tamsin. But he's going to go ahead and just drop some minions here, and even without the Battle Master, he can just still win from raw pressure at this point.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a Backfire here. It's going to get these Bristlebacks online. Ooh,
that's not the burn. Yeah, he much would have rather burned like that Thalnos or something like that. But yeah, as you mentioned here, the Bristleback is online. Scavenger comes down for 1. Flesh Giant can come down for free. And now all of a sudden, Justin has to be concerned on the back foot, losing to a Battle Master of Hickett's own. And that's something that Hickett actually does have in hand.
Yeah, and interesting enough, we've seen this raised dead in Hickett's hand for so long because these are the first minions he's played all game.
Right.
This is it. So this is his first push, and as you said, Justin does have to respond in terror of Battlegrounds, Battle Master coming back through.
He actually could have just lethaled if he had drawn a Battle Master, though, because he's got that Bloodshard Bristleback of his own in hand. It is now active and could have taken out the 6/6, plopped it down in between the 5/4 and the 6/6 and won outright. But nope, the 2 out of 11 draw did not come to fruition for Justin, so he's going to be sitting here. He's got the Unseeable Shadow Blast as an option, just take out the 6/6. We might actually see a Hysteria here. Oh, he's going to tap first. Another Giant. Yeah, gonna see the Bristleback come down, hit the 6/6, do some face damage, and maybe a Hysteria. Nope, not too expensive now. Yeah, just gonna go ahead and get rid of as much as he can.
Heal up a little bit in the process and put Hickett on a clock. Ooh, is he gonna take the trade? He does.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the Flesh Giant down in time. Oh, and the Mortal Coil pickup is great timing for Hickett.
Yeah. All right, there is the needle fight. Would love to see it a little earlier, but can still be a little bit destructive this late in the game.
Raised Dead. What will it roll?
All right.
Completes the second portion.
Ooh, gets probably two of the better minions, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go again. Hickett pushing a possible reverses on his own. Justin has to respond. He does have the
There's
Hysteria.
the Battle Master.
Whew. Few turns too late.
Have to imagine that we're looking at maybe a Drain Soul to start, and then a Hysteria clears the board. So Drain Soul off a 3/3, Hysteria on the Giant gets you a clear board. You can also he has Tamsin in hand as well, so you can go ahead and do that and get free copies of those two cards if you'd like. I mean, your Tamsin almost certainly dies to Hysteria along the way, but I think if you do that, you're more than happy with the results.
Yeah, there's not much else Tamsin's doing in this matchup other than giving you a little bit. And having a 0-mana Hysteria is obviously...
And a life tap first. Picks up another Shadow Blast.
Sorry about that.
There's a Hysteria. Hysteria could kill everything without the Drain Soul. It won't.
This is so... Do you see the Drain Soul come out? So,
Yes.
not a lethal setup, but... Oh, and here's Tamsin, Rome coming down, and a Drain Soul
Yeah,
of
double Drain Soul,
its
yeah.
own.
If he's planning on tapping, want to tap first before using both Drain Souls, but might just see Neophyte. Okay, so that little bit of a misorder there because he could have gotten away with being at full health, but 2 health on the tap. You never want to tap last as a tap last, shed ape, wash tappers, whoever you want to call them, they'll tell you.
All right, so Justin is the first to finish the West. Gets the Tamsin in hand, and I mean, you just slam it this turn, right? There's really no other necessity to be worried to see a Tamsin on board. You could have cleared it anyway before we hit that Mortal Coil. Still can with the Shadow Blast, so...
And we see Hickett is currently at 2 out of 8. So a little bit of a way away. Raised Dead plus a tap gets most of the way there. But without drawing something else to self-harm, Hickett won't be able to complete this turn. And Justin might have the window that he needs to do enough damage. There's a Neophyte.
It gives him the Tamsin, so we're going to see the tour guide. Tap first. There you go. Going to play the Rod. I don't know if the Rod really matters anymore.
No, I don't think so.
It seemed like we wasted 3 mana, but I feel like that's okay. We'll see what Raised Dead rolls for us. It is going to be a Bristleback, which is very nice. Help clear up the board. And another Baron's Scavenger. But Justin has the quest done. He has a Backfire in hand and the Soul Rend to officially clear off this board.
Could that just be lethal? I mean, he's going to draw 4 cards, get himself into fatigue. So he can backfire for 3 more.
Yeah, you could Soul Rend and then backfire, which would do 2, which would do 6 to Hickett.
Right. You can life tap for another 2 and then another 7.
Play the Soul Rend here, get an additional copy of it.
Yep.
Gonna burn no cards, just a good little way to push.
Yep, there's the tap.
Touch of the Nazareth. Not what Hickett is looking for. Finally gets his quest online and a Soul Rend as well.
Yeah, I think the Soul Rend, unfortunately, at this point for Hickett, is not useful because Justin has no minions that he would like to play from this point forward outside of that one Bristleback. But I don't think it's even going to be remotely necessary.
No, this is more than likely going to be it. It's going to be 2 damage here. Tap goes to 3, and then Backfire is going to draw
Right.
pretty much the rest of the deck. It's going to do
Yep.
approximately 10 damage on its own.
Yeah, Backfire, take 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. So that's another 18 right there just from Backfire. Soul Rend can kill a 3/2 for another draw, and that's the game.
And oh,
not even necessary. It hadn't counted the Backfire yet.
it had not.
I thought that was the first thing it did, but that is not the order it went in. So Justin
No.
evens the series at 1-1.
All right. Well, so now Justin has a little bit of information. He did win the mirror, which is beneficial. He knows what Warlock deck Hickett is playing and can react accordingly to what he expects now. Which I'm assuming Justin brings the Paladin. Especially if we saw a Mage in this deck. If he does have the robes teched in, it's going to be difficult for Hickett's Warlock to actually play any of these self-heals or even just heal cards.
So this is not a hand buff Paladin.
It is. It is not. It is. I've seen this a little bit bouncing around. It's a little bit more towards the aggro Paladin that was set up at the end
aggro
of last
secret,
meta,
yeah.
which ran like an Alex at the top end. I don't expect to see an Alex here, but Hammer of the Nazareth, is it Nazareth? I can't remember. Sword of Nathrazim. The Silver Sword is very, very strong.
Yeah, that sword is a keep for Justin for sure. Yeah, Knight into the sword, good start, plus Carriel, not a bad, I would say not a bad 3 cards to keep. That's exactly what Justin decides to keep. But Flesh Giant for Hickett.
Yeah, Flesh Giant can get out of hand. We're going to see the Knight of Anointment coming down right off the bat, I would assume. And just probably the best curve Justin could have asked for.
Yeah, the polar opposite of his Shaman game, that's for sure.
Yes, this is great. Sword of the Fallen going to come out, and then it's going to curve nicely into Commander no matter what happens. And Hickett's just going to have to start doing a little bit of damage to himself. Double Four Guide pickup's going to be nice.
What secret will Sword of the Fallen pull? It is Oh My Yogg. Okay, so right now Hickett only has the Drain Soul in hand for Oh My Yogg, but there are definitely things that you would like to hit in this deck. Hitting one off a Soul Rend, which, hey, guess what just showed up, is a pretty good hit. Raised Dead, of course, it would be pretty detrimental to the Warlock's game plan of bring back my minions that do things for me.
Yeah, and there is that Battlegrounds Battlemaster sitting in hand with the Consecration, or Conviction, sorry. Kind of what we were expecting with pre-buff Conviction, where you can literally these 1/1s on board can solo this Warlock. Right. If a Conviction hit, it pushes 12 damage from either of them on turn 5. So it's pretty insane.
Yeah, we see Justin was, I think, slightly considering there whether or not he wanted to leave the 1/1 up for a Carriel target that would allow him to play Conviction and the Battlemaster on the same turn. He gets Galloping Savior out of that second secret, a very common secret. Usually Galloping Savior and Oh My Yogg are the absolute must includes for secrets. Sometimes you see Avenge, sometimes you'll see Noble Sacrifice or Reckoning as well. At least in the last expansion. I haven't seen too much of this deck in this expansion.
Yeah, I think these are the main ones. There might be an Avenge if you want to get a little bit crazy, but Galloping Savior with how many cards are played a turn by pretty much any deck, as well as Oh My Yogg with, I have seen a quest get Oh My Yogg on turn 1 when people don't test with coin. Just, the meta has been snap that quest on 1 and it has, it's a quick bottom right when you see that happen.
Yeah, that's a mistake you make one time.
Exactly. All right, Raised Dead going to get procced. An Innervate coming out for Hickett.
Yeah, very small pool of 0 mana spells.
Actually,
Innervate, one of the better ones.
Gonna actually proc the Galloping Savior. Could have Drain Soul and gotten himself a free, or not a free giant, but at least played it alongside his tour guide. But now there's the Roam, like you said earlier. Pretty good target. Going to be able to trade in and is able to then Battle Master and Conviction on the same turn.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see the Cariel come down here in between one of the 3/4s and the 1/1 to maximize the possibilities of a good Conviction and Battle Master on the next turn. And this could just be over. This could just be over depending on the hits of the Conviction. We're looking at Soul Rend would be a board clear, though, for Hickett. So that's, something that will definitely keep this game going. But I don't think Justin has much of a choice here. You have to make them have it with only 5 cards in hand.
Yeah, it's one of those positions where you're putting yourself in a great position to win, but you're also putting yourself in a kind of horrible position that if they clear it, he does have Hand of a Doll and the Knight to kind of get himself back into the game. And is he going all face?
He is going all face. Is he? Okay, so he's leaving the
Divine Shield.
The Divine Shield. So yeah, that 4/3 cannot die to a Soul Rend, which is a positive here. And let's see what the burns are here for Hickett. Tamsin's kind of painful.
Yeah.
Overall, not terrible.
Not terrible. A lot of healing, a lot of stuff that would have kept them in the game. I mean, if you're going to burn Tamsin, I guess getting rid of the cards she's kind of in there for isn't the worst.
Right.
A Scorpion. Just to stay alive, like just to plant a secret or a stealth minion. Wow.
And it lines up so perfectly right now, too.
It lines up so well. Oh, wow. Okay, Justin. That's spicy, man.
Second Conviction. If any minion sticks at all, this is over.
Yeah. I mean, he can't clear the Scorpion.
No.
Like, even if Justin knows, he has seen every card in the deck from last game. He knows there's no School Spirits that might sometimes be run. He saw the Soul Rend and knows there's not a second one.
Yeah, second Soul Rend would be the only thing at this point. And wait, no, there is a second one.
Wait, did we not see it last turn?
I think it got burned in the first game.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway,
it's still too expensive. It doesn't matter.
Oh man, and you know what? It didn't matter because it was the third card. We never would have got there anyway.
Right.
Can try and stabilize with some Drain Souls and the Baron Scavenger, but
no, it's going to be way too much damage. Double Conviction plus Battle Master is lethal for sure.
Just needs to make sure, Justin's sees the lines, and this is where, leaving a 1/1 on the board is just, it's something you would never think of, really, but yeah.
1/1 representing 14 damage is a little bit crazy. Technically, it could have represented 18 because he also, if he really wanted to style him, could have put Hand of a Doll on it as well.
Right.
But it was, just going to die anyway. So, man, resounding W there for Justin to go up 2-1 after dropping game 1.
Yeah, it gets up 2-1, and he's back where he began, into the Shaman, and he's gonna have to come through and get some big wins here. I'm expecting the Warlock to come back out, and it's gonna be a tough match, like you said. We saw that not a lot of interactability from the Warlock side that time, but this being the Elemental Shaman, I think he's going to have a better time here for sure. Finally gets that rod in the opening hand with the tour guide and a neophyte, so we'll be interested to see what he keeps here. But Justin does have that classic 1/3 Wailing Vapor.
So, Corden, I have a little bit of some bad news for you, sir.
What?
Wow, very you're going to take this. I don't know how you're going to take this. I'm going to have to bounce out of this exciting game 4 because our Battlegrounds is starting. We're not going to delay the start of Battlegrounds despite the tech issues we had here. Everyone's going to jump into Battlegrounds once the series ends, depending on how long it goes versus how long Battlegrounds go.
Yep.
But I will be back for game 2 of this series. So Saku is going to take over from here for me.
Coming in
little
from the
tag
top
team.
rope.
That's what I mean. Tag from the top rope, bringing in the ringer, gonna get the fans back into it, right? That's
Absolutely.
how it goes.
Let's get
You
right.
just need to stay alive long enough for me to spectate you in Battlegrounds, Donde. That's all I
I make
ask.
no promises.
Fantastic. Best of luck. my friend.
Donde's going to have the best 9th position in Battlegrounds ever.
I'm ready to do things a rookie's never done in this series before, and that is 9th place.
That's it.
Good luck, buddy.
I'll see you in a bit.
All right, back into this legacy action. This is the start Justin wants to see. Finds the Wailing Vapor and then gets the Rekindling into the Nimbus, and just an absolute lightning start here. Hickett more than likely going to get this Rod set up for the backfire turn, but he's on a pretty bad clock right now. And chooses to kill that Vapor before it gets any crazier.
Yeah, I was going to say Shaman can explode so fast right now, but you got one thing to kind of tame that growing Vapor there. So
Yeah. Those exponentially growing minions, those classic 1/3s at Hearthstone.
Yeah.
I always joke it's if your class isn't strong enough, wait for the 1/3 and something will happen.
exactly.
We see it so much with risky skippers, even neutral 1/3s like Armor Vendor has made their way into so many decks. It's very interesting, just the impact a 1/3 can have on the board. So from his early kind of explosive start, Justin's kind of slowed off the pedal here, possibly thinking of just jamming this Canal Slogger, but goes for the Serpent Shrine Portal and, finds a Bristleback. Okay.
That's a good little pickup.
Yeah, a little bit more damage, and I mean, it's got the lifesteal on it. So here I most likely see the backfire.
Yep.
Gonna get yourself a free tour guide. And finds the Soul Rend as well. But I mean,
Can't do it right now, obviously, but still.
Gonna see a Raised Dead as well, man. This is a lot of damage coming out, and I mean, Hickett's gotta be very careful.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't know what Justin's holding, and we can
Not at
see from
all.
caster vision we got Whack-A-Null that's gonna add a little something to his current minion grouping. So
Yeah, represented on the board. I mean, we're gonna clear off a little bit of it here, but there's still 5 represented on the board. There is a Fire Elemental for next turn if he just chooses to Whack-A-Null here. Pushes 5, 6, 9 to the dome and puts Justin down to 9. I mean, now we're just looking at over-the-top damage from that point on, which outside of, another Fire Ellie and some weapons,
but it
might be a little difficult for Hickett to close the game.
Yeah, I was just going to think, is Justin trying to keep the elemental chain alive with Canal? Yeah, okay. Guess there's a big choice.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice, especially to not take the rush off of it. Actually wants to have Hickett burn less cards, maybe, coming off of a Soul Rend, which we're probably going to see here. Another Soul Rend picked up and going to be able to discount the cards because I think just Tour Guides are coming out here. Could get the Thalnos we saw earlier.
Couple more tour guides, and yeah, you're right. Thalnos. Plus the discount.
Tour Guides all over the place. Backfire to do a little more discount, and then Backfire does not get him to where that Bristleback is online, and there is not a great way to deal with this. Okay, so Soul Rend going to clear up the rest of it. Hickett did find the Battlegrounds Battlemaster. Burns a Flesh Shine and a Bristleback and roll.
And wow, that's a lot of burn.
that is very unfortunate. Now there's only one Flesh Giant left in the deck, and both raised. Well, one raise that's still in hand, but the other one has been used. So raised heads are just not bringing back what Hickett is going to be looking for. And
I think Justin's still waiting for one of the giants to come down. That's what he's probably hoping for, was the lurker to kind of
yeah,
but
keeps that elemental chain going, as you said. Does not want to. I see that Flesh Giant burn. I think I just pull the Anara trigger there.
mm-hmm.
You push 4 to face, and you have to make him respond to your board because you do have the Whack-A-Null into a fire, or the fire elemental in a couple more turns. And man, Hickett looking to draw more cards and just all the self damage. Part 2 is now done. Link is established, and he's looking to complete that ritual.
And at 9 mana, that's a little scary to be down that, like, single digits that low. But
yeah, Bristleback is a great card, though.
Yep. Come back hard and fast.
It doesn't have that Tamsin to kind of repetitively deal with the board. Now, one of these lily pad lurkers is more than likely coming out here, and a nice little totem to set up.
Yep.
This more than likely gives Hickett the time he needs, though.
Yep, I would agree.
Yeah, gonna get some really good discounts here. Unfortunately, can't draw that many cards.
What's he raising dead here?
I think he's just raising dead to possibly click the quest a little bit more.
God.
And oh my goodness, there's been so many tour guides that have died.
I think there's a parade of tour guides that's going to happen for Hickett.
Yeah, nobody is getting lost, and that is a cheap hand.
Yep. Can't get any cheaper than 6 mana total. Does he throw the battle master?
Oh, I don't think so.
No, I agree. Wait for that giant to come out, and then he can.
His quest is complete, and we can play the reward here with Tamsin and the Scavenger this turn. It forces Justin to have to make a move, and the Battle Master's in hand to really close this game out.
Things have turned around thanks to a Soul Rend there, a timely Soul Rend for Hickett.
Yeah, typically with Elemental Shaman, you love to play the curve, which he definitely had, and keeping that Elemental chain going is great, but it might have been a little bit too much respect for the Elemental chain, simply because I really do feel like you just need to close this game out before this is the issue right here, where you're seeing just a massive board.
Right.
So Battleground or Master not going to be able to close out the game just yet, but
even if you put on the 7/7/7, you're still getting 14 out of it. So
yeah, he's too shy here. Unfortunately, Touch of the Nazareth cannot go face. Does have to go, and no self damage picked up there. So I'm possibly just mortal coiling one of your tour guides after you toss in, or even one of your taunt minions. I kind of like doing it on the tour guides because these taunts are actually very annoying.
Oh, there's the giant. Does he?
He's still one short.
If only he could swing with his.
Oh, Soul Rend is going to close it off. Didn't really required, considering there was one card left in the deck, but this just absolutely locks it out.
It guarantees it.
Assume Justin possibly finds a spicy lethal. Maybe it's just a end turn instead of the bottom right. It's the middle right for Justin this time around.
And seeing Justin shaking his head, saying, "What do I do here?"
Yeah. Possibly counting to see if there is some way. Anara does 2, it's 5.
There it is.
There was a chance that Anara Whack-A-Null actually did quite a bit there. If Hickett didn't clear there, Anara gives you 2, Whack-A-Mole gives you 3. So you have 5 and you have 10, plus you get the double buff onto your lily pad lurker, which was 5, so that goes to
Right.
7. So he was actually 3 off of lethal.
Oh god, yeah, that's
So very, very tight. I saw him mousing over those
Yep.
cards and counting, and actually, if that neophyte hadn't come down, or if there wasn't the overload, I think he had the lightning bloom for the lethal. So it was very, very tough.
So here
But-
we are going into THL's famous words, Game 5.
Game 5.
Down to a paladin and shaman mess of craziness.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what we're playing. I mean, this doesn't really say much from Hickett. It could be the very similar list that Justin had, which is just the absolute, aggro paladin, which is an all-out slobber knocker. But it has a problem dealing with board, and if paladin loses board, it typically doesn't win.
Yeah.
And Shaman does have some very good ways of dealing with board. That's early minion pressure. That's also through things like the Arid Stormer or just the Gyre Worm to straight up deal 3 damage to a minion while making a 3/2. Justin's possibly thinking of if he wants to keep any of these heavy. It does keep the Lilypad Lurker, I'm assuming, a buff paladin. And there is a Samuro, so yes, I am okay to say buff paladin.
Buffy the Paladin. There you go.
Yeah. And I mean, Samuro drawn into hand with the Hand of Adal or even the Conviction is one of the ways that Paladin is probably the only way it can really get back into it. And oh my,
Wow, there's a classic card.
Saku, what year is this?
2021 as far as I remember, but maybe we're back to 2014? I'm not sure.
What? Yeah, like Hickett is playing Jungle Panther, which I mean, that's a great noble mount. Like, definitely he makes that a 5/3 with Divine Shield,
Yeah.
and yeah, I like it.
Little
Get 'em,
stealth
boys.
minion. Stop that.
It's a really nice play. So Gyre Worm here forces Hickett could definitely just trade the Divine Shield from the Panther into it, but it does allow the coin Lilypad Lurker for next turn. But there's a carry all roam. Oh, I know that really, really burns Hickett because I think he had a very straightforward plan this game.
Yeah.
This turn, I think he still goes for it, which I do think you just need to keep the board pressure.
So having those annoying protectors get in the way of any damage coming to face at all?
Yeah, and it also just allows that this noble mount can now push face, but
Yeah. Oh my god, I didn't think it was bubbled, but
yeah, it's
No.
a divine shield, dude, and then it leaves behind a
horsey.
warhorse.
Yep.
So there is the coin Lilypad Lurker that we alluded to a little earlier, but
Ruining the fun.
both players are kind of getting down to the bottom of their hands.
4 cards and 3 cards, man. Oh, big blessing on a frog. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, that's the classic because when Mage used to be able to polymorph things down, they just weren't able to. Then you can't polymorph or devolving missiles. You
Oh.
can now actually. Oh,
Wow.
conviction on the frog.
Wow. Just bracketed that protector, so
I think that's okay. It just makes the frog now a threat, which I find hilarious.
Justin is going to turn. Well, there's really no need to kind of use the Lilypad Lurker right now because
No, but at the same time, you're no way to continue that elemental chain.
yeah,
So if you're not doing it now, you're not doing it for at least 2 more turns until you can play that fire elemental next turn, and then you're locking yourself into at least 2 turns of doing something.
Yep.
Where You can Serpent Shrine here with a hero power, but I mean, you might honestly just want to play the Instructor Fireheart and possibly dig. With 2 mana, can be dangerous digging for replayable spells.
Mm-hmm. Oh, bringing out the Lily Pad Lurker, getting rid of the 4/1.
Yeah, it's just a threat on the board. Oh
Wow.
my.
Okay, so
Put it on the frog. Put it on the frog. Ah, traitor.
no Froggy.
That's fine.
So-
Gets rid of the Divine Shield. Keeps a 9/9 on board. Both Lily Pad Lurkers
Pick
are
it.
gone.
Pick it with a surprise Battle Master.
So here comes. So we're looking for a Revolve.
Perpetual
Perpetual
Flame.
Flame. It could do it. It's
Wow.
castable, so you take it.
But what are you losing? Yeah.
What do you?
I would have
hey,
done it
okay.
myself just to get rid of it all, but
Okay, hey. Well, Stormstrike, Charge Call, not playable.
yeah.
None of this is playable. Stormstrike is probably your best bet to clear off this 9/6 next turn. What does he get? Be a taunt? No. So that is
That's gonna be
that is it.
That's it.
Yeah. Battleground Battlemaster. Hickett coming down from a 2-1 and getting the victory.
Getting
A
the
3-2
victory.
close.
So
Getting Bluefish off to a great start.
that's right. So we are going to do a quick interview with Hickett if he's got time. Yeah. So stay tuned. I'm just going to chat with the gang. Where are we?
See if we can't get him in here, and then we'll take a jump over to Battlegrounds right after this. They're going to be underway already. Going to be jumping into the blue lobby and hopefully seeing our boy Donde, who is still kicking around.
Yeah. All right. See if we can get Hickett in here.
Yeah, so not really even getting the buff paladin vibe from Hickett's deck either. Just had the Samuro, just as we saw, to clear the board and to win back the board. So very interesting text from either side of them, especially seeing a more aggressive list coming out from Justin.
There you go. Hey Hickett, congrats on the win today. Man, you're Warlock. You were determined, bro.
Yeah. I just really don't want to play Paladin. I have no clue how to play that deck. I mean, not that I had a clue how to play any deck, but
Well, you made her through. It was looking
Yeah.
kind of grim after the first win, and then it's like, okay, she's got it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, Justin's a great player. I
Yeah.
was just kind of happy I could get a win off of him, but the Miami and me kicked in, and I had to win for Miami. So
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
no, those games were very close. Walk me through. So didn't really bring a buff paladin, or if it was, we didn't see many buff cards. Is that more of just like an aggro paladin, similar to what Justin was playing on his side?
it's I mean, okay, I've played maybe 8 games with it, and on this season I'm probably like 2-30 on Paladins. So I don't know. I assume you play the stealth minion and then buff it and then Battle Master or whatever
Yeah.
the Wen Fury is. And that's what I was trying to do. I was really afraid going into the Shaman because if you ever want to beat a Paladin, just remove their board and they lose. And Shaman's kind of good at that. But when he played that second Lily Pad Lurker, I was just so happy. I knew it was kind of in the bag then.
Mhm.
Yeah, that gave you full reign to really dump whatever cards you wanted to and not hold back as soon as we saw that. No way to deal with that. The judgment, the big 8/8 plus 8/8, and making a
Yeah.
bid minion and giving it Wind Fury seems to be the way that a lot of games are finishing here. But saw a lot of very interesting cards. Saku and I thought it was 2014 again with seeing your Panther, and then we saw the Scorpid coming out of Justin.
Yeah,
Actually worked to his favor. So
Yeah, you didn't get to see it, but I'm also running Scorpions.
Oh,
They're
nice.
kind of handy. You'll never know until you play it. Also,
And
like
it, yeah,
5-2,
Yeah, I
kind of
know.
strong.
and it can go face if you've never known.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
can
so
go face.
if you ever worried that this warlock or this paladin can't go face, well, my scorpion can, good sir.
Yeah. 2 damage to the dome.
It gets you
So-
there sometimes, man, and it gives you a stealth minion. It's very interesting. I know I've seen a few hunter decks playing a lot more stealth minions. Even the 5/5 tiger of old getting played a lot more, but seems the panther just kind of fits that 3 mana 4/2 give it divine shield to 5/3. So
Yep.
definitely
Yeah.
curves nice into a battlegrounds battle master.
Exactly.
So any favorite moments of the game other than the coming back from a 2-1 deficit there? So
Not favorite moments. To be completely honest, I'm not incredibly happy with my play. To be fair, I'll never be happy with my play.
okay.
But yeah, definitely. There's some rust I need to put some little elbow grease on and work out the old kinks. So
There you go. But I
It did
appreciate.
not look
Go ahead,
too
Gordon.
awful. I was just saying, it did not look too awful at all, and you got your team started out to a great victory to get the season started.
So appreciate
Yep.
you guys being both being on camera tonight. So being the first, and you and Justin are rolling along with it pretty well. It was good to see
Yeah.
some face reactions there when some cards were flown on the screen. It's like okay, cool.
yeah, thanks for putting it on and figuring it out.
Yeah, no problem. So congrats on the win, and have a great night, sir.
Thank you. You too.
Take care. Oh boy. So now we got BG. So I'm going to flip over to the Battleground caster screen. And we'll rip through real quick here with the teams that are playing tonight. So
Yeah, I'll
do
take
that.
her.
Go ahead, buddy.
You got it?
No, go ahead.
Quick run through here. We are meeting up with Blue Lobby. In Blue Lobby, we have Crafty Monkeys, Dawn Date, Friends of Bob, and Risky Refresh. So, coming out for those teams, we have water. We're all right. Risky Refresh, we have Riots and Steffi. Coming out for Dawn 8th, we have Dawn Day and Myanodon. Coming out with Friends of Bob's, it is Reverb and I believe Damond. And coming out that's Reverb and Wash in the Wind. And then for the Crafty Monkeys, we have Damon and Turtle.
Yes.
Good old Turtle.
Yeah. So I'm going to jump in and view our our good fellow Donde. If you want to try and pick a player yourself.
Oh, yeah. I will go swan diving in here. Let's see who we have kicking on. Battlegrounds is difficult. I'll jump on Damon here, see how that rolls through.
Okay. And looks like they're on turn 9 right now. So we're going to join whoever Corden is spectating. I think you got to share you got your screen up, buddy?
I do, sir.
Yeah. We'll share mine. Unless I'm sharing yours, just give me a sec here.
Nope. That is different from what I see.
Okay, so let's see if I get this right here. So into Battlegrounds we go.
Yeah, so looking at my screen here, we're about to jump into a matchup. Looks like Donde, unfortunately, sitting at the bottom, actually going into Damon's deck here, or I guess not deck. We're into Battlegrounds, going into his board anyway. We'll see if he can survive. That is a very large and in-charge crackling cyclone, but Bonk is going to get in there and take some very good value trades of his own. I don't think this 30-30 is ever dying, though. And that is going to spell disaster for Donde, which what Tavern Tier is. Yes, it is an exact lethal. The absolute perfect timing we could have
Donde
asked
got on
for
stream.
and took an 8th. Ah, beautiful. All right, quick rundown here. We have riots on Kurtrus, Ashfallen, Damon, as we just saw, on Cthulhu, Steffi playing on Lord Barov, Turtle on Gale Wing, Reverb playing Jandis, Wash in the Wind is playing the Archvillain Rafam, and Myanodon is on Galakrond. In this game, we are not going to see any pirates, mechs, or dragons, but we got plenty of Quillbores, elementals, murlocs, demons, and beasts. And just so you know, at home, it is a Dark Moon prize game. So recently in Battlegrounds, they have brought Dark Moon prizes. Every 1 in 4 games that you play will approximately get you Dark Moon Fair prize games.
There you go.
Whew, right before we get back into it.
All right, so I had to do some screen adjustments here, but we're still watching Corden's player
No
there.
worries. So Damon, or Damon, I'm not
Damon.
sure.
We'll go with
Damon.
Yeah.
Damon. Like Matt.
Yeah.
Is gonna be
Matt
playing Cthulhu.
Damon. There you go.
Matt Damon. Yeah, and pretty much just infinitely buffing his board. Gets the early Cyclone, so that's just going to be extremely useful for himself. Coming into Riots, who's actually in the top position here, and not the best death rattles coming off of that gas coiler, but a very nice trade there. But again, this 35-35 Celemental is just not going down. Oh, wow. This is quite a bit of damage, actually. Not clearing the Nomi and not clearing the Brand, taking an additional 10 damage. Damon looking very strong and just going to continue to get even stronger as Cthulhu does. One more turn on the Dark Moon prizes, and we'll have to see what he does here. I expect him to just kind of tavern up and keep buying instead. No, not going to go for a tavern. Just going to go for a roll. Finds a Soul Devourer, going to be able to recycle a little bit of gold there. But this Nomi's very interesting. I'd be curious to see if he just picked it up not too long ago off of a 5, but can't see that this Nomi will stick around for much longer.
Yep. All right, I'm just still setting up the
No problem.
this for who? For Reverb?
Going to be coming into Steffi's board here, who's got 4 Quillbore. She got up to Tavern 5, but did just lose to Myanodon. So we'll have to see how this goes. Damon did just take down her teammate in Riots, who was sitting in first place for quite a bit of time there.
So what's the best hero lately with the new characters being added?
There's a lot of really good stuff right now. I mean, anything. I'm still into the if you can cheat gold or tavern tiers, I think is still the best way to do it. Galewing was a very strong addition. Basically gives you a 0 mana hero power. It's very similar to Dormant or the new Dormant Flight Master. So that's very good. Oh man, bananas or a top shelf here from Damon. You could even give his Celemental. Might go for the Poison Murloc here on the Divine Shield. No other way to give that Divine Shield, so it's pretty strong. You're gonna start trying to buff up another Cyclone or just get the extra buffs onto his elementals on board right now. But yeah, no, back to what you were saying, Saku. It's kind of, I'm not going to say everything, but there's definitely there are some very strong heroes in this lobby right now. For instance, I know we just saw Alakir at the bottom there. Donde is a very strong one. Rafam was always strong, but now typically doesn't, get you off to an amazing start. Jandis has some very good builds, but it really depends on what you see in the lobby. So if you don't see a lot of tokens, for instance, which is the Murloc and the Beasts, Jandis actually doesn't do as well because you can't do that infinite bounce. You can't find easy triples to go up, to kind of spike into your 3s and your 4s, even sometimes your 5s. But later game, if Jandis finds, let's say, if you find a brand with a jug and you just start swapping and constantly bouncing battle cries like that, it can get out of hand for sure. We're going to actually be coming into that Jandis Barov board right now. That is Reverb.
Yeah, and Reverb looks like he's got a super thick minion, and they don't have any. Oh, it does have poison, so it's going to be a hope and a prayer to hit this big thick minion.
Yeah, that's the Battle Master is another way that Jandis can kind of get through is just bouncing the Battle Masters. A 152 health usually does very well, but sometimes these, like we're gonna see. Oh, actually, the Divine Shield is popped.
That's 7-8. All it has to do is sniff the 108, and we're good.
Yeah, it just has to avoid it.
I guess it's still good. Oh
man.
Yeah, Ice Block is up for win it. Ice Block is up for Reverb, so
yeah, took the Ice Block as the Dark Moon prize there, hoping, I'm assuming, just to sneak into a top 4 is why you really take it there.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't get the top 4. No way.
Oh. So we're gonna change over to Reverb just because of the excitement of being free health. Who are you gonna spectate next? Who we got left? We got Steffi, Damon, Turtle, and Myanodon. So
Myanodon to jump on Steffi there.
Already a killer for the team. So
yeah, I mean, right now it's just who can keep their spot in top 4.
Yeah.
Steffi coming into Reverb here. And we've got Myanodon, Turtle, and Damon. So right there, Damon and Turtle actually looking to get a top 4 from both of them for their team in the Crafty Monkeys.
So got a couple poisons down there to ruin Steffi's day, or try to ruin Steffi's day.
Yeah, it really does seem like the poison style right now. It doesn't really seem anyone has popped off with that classic, strong build of Quillbores or Beasts, anything like that. It has just been straight up.
Ooh.
That's a big hit coming into Steffi's board. She does have, and the poison gets cleared off too. That is going to be it for Steffi, I believe.
Yep, Steffi taking the 4th or 5th.
That would be 5th. She could be tied for 4th, depending, and she is actually tied for 4th. Actually, gets the 4th.
Turtle got 4th.
Getting smacked out there. So I will jump on over to. I'll jump back on Damon because you're coming into Myanodon, and someone has to win and someone has to lose.
So we got Myanodon left. We got Damon and Reverb. So that the big thick minions there are saving Reverb's butt in a sense. So
yeah, and it does look like Myanodon has I won't say an actual build, but looks like he has a stronger, more defined build that isn't just poison minions, which in this late game, when you don't find something to really give yourself direction, I mean, that's just kind of what you have to do when people pop off.
Yep.
But we will have to see. That is a 228. So I'm assuming there are Death Rattle, like Goldrin beasts coming out of Myanodon with 5 beasts on the board. Meaning big Hydras, there might be on my Exna, but only time will tell what is truly on the board of Myanodon. I don't know if he's getting through that 228 without some very fortunate Death Rattles.
Okay, looks like we're spectating your screen.
Oh, my screen.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a ghost. We're going to win.
So I must have hit the other button by mistake.
No
so.
problem. But what we were describing to you, Myanodon does actually have double poison on the Myaxnas and was able to push through,
Yep.
giving himself the win over
Oh my
Reverb. So
goodness.
coming into, it's going to be Myanodon versus Damon in
Wow.
the finale.
Myanodon saying he can't play Hearthstone, and yet here he is teaching Donde how to work it.
Right?
So,
It's going to be interesting. I know there's a Hydra on the side of Myanodon, so positioning is going to be key for Damon here. But there were some big poisons on the side of Myanodon. So it's really going to come down to where these selfless divine shields hit. Going to pray that they do hit the poison minions. All right.
all right, going to be spectating Myanodon, so we'll see how it goes.
So looking for a little bit of cleave protection here is Damon positioning the selfless beside the death rattle, maybe trying to sneak out a little bit of death rattle damage, but Myanodon does have the golden macaw, and we're gonna have to see how this plays out.
Oh
Big,
boy! Oh goodness! Okay.
big buffs.
And some poisons.
The divine shields are down.
Now they're back
It
up.
does hit the big ones and the poison.
Poison on poison.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
massive
that's it.
hit. Oh, that's it.
That is it. So we got Damon coming in with the big win.
Yeah, Damon getting the #1 spot there.
A little bit delayed on Corridon's side, but yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we have to watch the Cthulhu animations, unfortunately, when on Myanodon screen there. It just kind of puts you into the game as there's no big animations for the end for him. So Damon getting the #1 spot.
So yeah.
Myanodon #2, Reverb 3, and a tie 4-5 between Steffi and I believe it was Turtle.
Yeah. So just
Very nice.
Just to finish off the roster, it would be Riots coming in at 6 and Wash in the Wind at 7, and then expected placing is Donde.
I mean, if anything, he's true to his name, right?
Exactly.
Donde.
Myanodon just messaged back saying, "Not sure how I managed that." So don't discount your skills, Myanodon.
That's what I mean. Sometimes you just find it. I mean, we're gonna have a bit of a 5-minute break here.
Yeah. So I know we kind of did the team reveal there not last week on Saturday. I just can't remember who we chose who's going to have a great season. Of course, we want all the teams to kind of kick ass and take names, obviously, but there's always a team that seems to be strong. And
It's got to be Conceded Match.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
there are some hidden I guess I'm not gonna say like black sheep, but there are some people that
Yeah.
haven't watched play Battlegrounds. Someone like Myanodon, who typically, he says he's not that great,
Yep.
doesn't really understand the ins and outs, and he just gets a second in the lobby. So
Yep.
there are some very, I think, under the radar players that you're gonna have to watch out for, because at the end of the day, these are some very smart individuals we're watching here, and Battlegrounds is a game of math, the coins, what buffs to get, when to attack, how to position. It is a thinking person's game,
Mhm.
and I think any of these combatants have the opportunity to do very, very well. But that being said, and alluding to my earlier mention, Concede Your Match has consistently been
Yeah.
that team who has just been not quite good enough. I wouldn't say not good enough, but there have been some dominating teams in teams like Bob's Bouncers or Bob's Bounty Hunters and Lemurs. And both of those teams are gone. They're not playing in this season, meaning Concede Your Match really has an absolute open floor.
Mhm. Just type into Don Day. He said it was an ugly start, so I'm just telling him you didn't disappoint. So
Yes, no, he definitely lived up to his team's namesake there. I will agree. Got him on stream for the final blow too, so that's really what I like to see.
Yeah. So it's going to be a very interesting season. So with the I gotta put my faith in a little bit of Riots and Stephanie's team there. They have a pretty good group there with Suzuru, an old teammate of mine. And then they got Terpsy. Who's the other one? We got Yoster's team too. There's got at least a season under their belt.
Yeah. Yeah, Venaris. So I know Yadster and I played in the test, actually. I guess not tournament, but I guess it was a tournament.
It was a tourney. Yep.
The test tournament for Battlegrounds a very long time ago. And then recently I stepped away from Battlegrounds just because one, casting, and two, I'm playing in a few other series, so it is a bit time consuming. But
and three, a wee one was on the way. Your baby.
Yes, yeah, he was, but he is here, and he is mighty. That is, there's no. My wife has not allowed me to say he's chunky anymore, but he is mighty for sure.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say did you have a favorite logo out of the what is it, 6 teams that we have? 8 teams that we have?
I haven't had an opportunity to really dig through them. I still, I mean, I just, I give them the favorite and Concede Your Match every single time.
Yeah.
I mean, every season we have, that logo just gets more disintegrated and microwaved. And I think that's probably my favorite part is the absolute oversaturation and just craziness. But I do like it. Venari's Virtuosos is great. It's a nice pull to Warcraft and stuff. I wasn't a big Warcraft guys, but it's always nice to see a little bit more effort. I do like the funnier paints ones, but
crafty
seeing
monkey
someone throw a little bit of care into one is always nice and good to see.
I would agree. I would definitely agree. All right,
well,
so
with that, it looks like we're ready to go in.
Just double checking with Damon here. So I'm gonna spectate Steffi here.
Perfect. I'm gonna jump in on Reverb.
Where did Miss Steffi go? There she is.
Where did Steffi go?
All right, so we're into the second round of Battlegrounds. Oh, gotta hide all these guys. So hide all the heroes. So Steffi picks Rafam.
Got a Mukla coming out from Reverb at Diamond.
So we're going to be watching Corden's screen right now. So
Take you through a quick rundown as I typically do. Reverb coming in at King Mukla. We have Damon coming in at AFK. Turtle as Silas Darkmoon. Wyatt's playing the Pyrospike Millhouse, one of the newer skins to Battlegrounds. Myanodon on Captain Hook. Steffi playing Archvillain Reform. Guff, Wash in the Wind. I almost said Wash Tappers. And Donde on Grey Bow. We are not going to see any Murlocs, Dragons, or Quilboars, so there will not be easy poisons to come through this time.
just one possible poison close to the end.
There will be the 5-drop and my Exna. That is it.
There you go.
And sometimes the Amalgadon can roll a very
Did you say
thankful-
Myanodon?
a Myanodon?
Myanodon's that got
Amalgadon.
poison? Amalgadon. There we
No,
go.
he's not toxic, is he?
No. Far
No,
from it.
Nicest guy. But the first couple turns are pretty straightforward. Actually gets the big banana. So they did change Mukla a while back. The percentage of you getting the big banana is quite a bit smaller than the other one, but does get the beneficial go here. And I do like holding it here. You don't need to use it to buff up this Acolyte of Cthulhu because it is still just like a 4-attack minion at the end of the day.
Yep.
And you actually saw Reverb, whereas on turn 2, a lot will typically just tier up. Reverb does have one of the odd 1-mana hero power, so it is completely understandable to just buy and hero power there for Reverb.
I just realized I don't have Pyrospike Millhouse. Or is that just Millhouse?
That is just Millhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one of the newer skins. So with the latest expansion from Stormwind, they also added in a bunch of cosmetics for Battlegrounds. Now it is strictly cosmetic. You do not need to have them to do anything different. The only thing that gives you an advantage in Battlegrounds is having the Battlegrounds Tavern Pass, which allows you to select 2 or more heroes from the tavern, as well as when new heroes are released, it gives you an advantage in allowing you to play them before anyone else.
Gotcha. Okay. That kind of threw me off when I was looking at my list saying, I forgot to add a hero. Whoops.
Nope. That is just one of the newer skins. And there's also new Bob skins as well, which is very interesting. So Bob sometimes isn't your bartender. I personally am not much of a cosmetics individual, so I tend not to go towards the cosmetic side of things.
I'm just a big whale, dude. So I just say, oh, cosmetics. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then never use it again. So
yeah, free cosmetics, I'm all for. But unless it's something that really is near and dear to my heart and doesn't give me if it doesn't give me a strategic advantage over my opponent, then sometimes I'm not about that life.
yeah, but have you seen Pyrospike Millhouse? Come on, man. Look at
I've
this.
seen it. I'm not dissing him. You know, he is spiking. That is a pyro and that is a spike. But at the same time, man, it just looks good. There's not really, there's some, I think in some other games, some skins come out that do give, a tactical advantage, whereas the particles are different. The animations might be a little different. You might not see a skill shot coming out. There's none of that in Hearthstone, especially Battlegrounds. And wow, Steffi's just going
grow
in.
Yeah.
That is, she stayed on Tavern 2. She has a lot of triples, and she didn't hero power, though. Actually missed out on a triple there, but is going to push 9 damage to Reverb, and probably a good point to swap over, honestly.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so now that we're on Steffi, I'll just add some sound here. And make sure I do the screen transition. Away we go. So we got sound, we got Steffi, we got Corder, and we got me. So
woo,
looking for a 3.
Yeah,
Not
looking for
finding
a
anything.
triple. What a board. So it does get the hero power out. Donde, funny enough, in first place. How
Holy,
silly, right?
I would not believe it if I seen it.
Never thought I would live to see the day.
Yeah. So not much stuff you can do right here. Just nothing to freeze either. And going up against Donde, what is she looking to see from Donde? I wonder. Well, I
He
guess
wants
we'll
a
find out.
triple, man. She wants a spawn. She needs. I mean, she's got a good chance at getting a Cthulhu here, the Acolyte of Cthulhu triple, because Greybout does like the reborn mechanic.
Yeah.
She just has to dodge, possibly not hitting it. And I
Oh.
mean, there's the spawn. So she's going to get the spawn. Oh, she just almost got the pirate, gets the spawn, gets the triple on that, which is very beneficial. She's going to be able to. Did she tavern up last turn? Is my wonder
Oh,
of what tavern tier she's on.
she is on. Here we go. 3.
3. So I mean, whew, she could. I mean, if we wanted to be greedy with it, she could take a tier 5 here, and
Yeah.
I like it. I really do. It's such a clean tier
There you
5.
go.
You get the hero power, and you're getting your triple off into Zoth. Come on, let's see it. Ooh, Mithrax. You got a demon. You got an elemental, and what else you got? Nothing.
Elemental.
You got nothing.
You got 2 taunts. So do you take the strong shell?
No,
Or do you-
I think you take the Mithrax because you
Yeah.
can now just transition into a menagerie build.
Gotcha.
She's got the health to pivot.
And
She's
that's
at
what she did.
36. Yeah,
Buffing.
it gets the banana. And I mean, she's still just very, very close to getting another triple and another 5 drop. So
Mhm.
she's in a very good position. This Mithrax is going to jump up to a 7. Ooh, math, Saku, a 7-9, I believe.
Yeah, it's that 1-2 that messes you up, right?
I know, yeah. And then you got to times it by 2. But really,
Carry the
having the
4,
golden spawn
yeah.
here, it's if the spawn doesn't die, she's in trouble. But I can't imagine it doesn't die, and it does not die. Look at me.
There you go.
She is gonna get the pirate. Almost got the token, which is very nice to you basically turn that hero power from 1 gold to 2.
Oh, I was just gonna say, did she trigger
Ooh.
the dude? Can't think of his name right now. Jeez, blank. What happens when you get old, buddy?
I am
Oh.
chasing you down.
My Anadon
Pop.
going down to 7.
Yeah, pops my Anadon there. And I mean, Steffi is looking very strong. Does find the triple, so there is a Elemental. Could go for another T5. And honestly, I'm taking it.
Oh,
She's going for a T6. I love it.
she big. She going big.
Yeah. She so double cells, gets the Elemental, gonna fire it off. This doesn't make her. Depends on what this 6 drop is. Amalgadon. That's a demon. I think you take the mama.
Nope.
Oh, goes for the Inara because of the Yoho.
That was a quick decision too. It wasn't.
Yeah, it
wasn't
does
really-
buff. Oh, I don't know about that first. Because it's essentially going to give the rest of the board a +2, +1.
Right.
So you're not too worried about it. But I would just like the 4/4 to go first because you want it to die. You don't really want to buff your 4/4. Unless she's got
There you
some
go.
insider knowledge. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, unless she's got some crazy insider knowledge that's sitting on AFK's
Hey
board.
man,
But
no coaching. Although we love Steffi, can't coach.
hey, that's not coaching. That's just aggressively opinionized.
Aware.
I don't even know. Yeah, this is
Aggressively
just
aware.
aggressively aware.
Or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so does get that buff. Added a pirate to the board, so got the additional +1, +2. This is almost like a death rattle mech coming out from
Yep.
Damon here. I don't know if it's enough. Ooh, it's a very good hit from that Kaboom bot.
Nope.
Another very good hit. All right, they cut it down the middle.
All right. So we'll do one more Steffi watch, and then we'll go on to one of your players here, buddy.
Absolutely, no worries. So there is that strong shell she was offered earlier.
Oh. You have a casualty, which is Myanodon coming in at
Myanodon taking the Donde position and not taking the Donde, taking it past 8. Wow.
Okay, Jamie's Jamie's gonna have to talk to your teammate, bro.
Yeah, so you got to stay on brand. You got to tell these guys to stay on brand here, man. Gets the strong shell. Looking for a mech to buff with this Iron Sensei, because right now there's not a whole lot. Iron Sensei unfortunately cannot buff itself. That is a better elemental than your Celemental, but we are going to get the Scallywag to just rocket some of those buffs off. But again, there comes a point in time where you need to get either rid of the spawn or keep the Eliza.
Yep.
And you might survive this turn. Donde has been doing decently enough. But, I mean, he's strong. He is very strong. Greybow is not a hero that can finish games. It is a very strong early to mid-game hero.
Gotcha.
Unless you get an absolute nutty transition. Because the way that Greybow works is that he's very good with small minions that have Reborn or Death Rattles that summon other minions.
Gotcha.
Like mechs, for instance, which Donde, as we see, is playing mechs. But the closing capacity that these mid-game compositions have is very, very limited. Like, we're about to see just this board absolutely decimate Donde's board.
Yeah, we're about to see that 12-6 start hitting face twice.
Yeah.
Well, faces, I should say. Boom.
And then just,
and that's it.
Yeah, cleared off there. So, like, this is what I'm getting at. Like, Donde is taking a lot of damage here.
17 to the zone.
Yeah. I will say Steffi is probably the strongest in the lobby right now. Because she has found all of the T5s and 6s that she wants. Now she has actually gone to Tavern 6 and is just going to start playing some hard-hitting minions.
Yep.
But we're
flipped over to you, my friend.
Yeah, we are on Wash in the Wind, who is playing Guff. Guff is an interesting hero. It actually gives +1/+1 to each friendly minion of a Tavern tier. So it's great to see a 1 here, 2, 3, 4. And then here's the 5 for a Mama Bear or a Faceless Tavern Goer. Oh boy. Takes the Pirate. Gonna need a bigger boat.
Okay. I just switched over to Riots, which is Steffi's
partner in crime.
That's right, Steffi's teammate.
The Watching the Wind here has sort of a Kaboom bot style. I mean, Guff is again one of those heroes where you kind of just find the tavern minions and you hope that they're the good ones that you're finding.
Yep.
And so I mean, finding the Wildfire and the Rover are good, but he's got actually 3 minions of Tavern tier 4. So you're not landing your buffs on a singular minion, which can be a decently difficult thing. And coming into Steffi's board.
Steffi's board.
So Steffi actually took this opportunity to Tavern to tier 6, as we saw last time.
Yep.
It could spell a little bit of disaster for her, but it also looks like she will be just fine depending on how these last couple trades go. Yeah, I mean, this Mithrax from the beginning, all right, does clear off some of that damage and actually get a trade off and just call it a tie.
Yeah. All right, we still don't have a casualty. We just got Myanodon, who's been sitting in the wings for a while.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing with these lobbies is just you're kind of just waiting.
Yep.
So,
Well, being his second game, he's probably playing some
he's
Hearthstone.
probably gone. He's gone. He's gone. He's not here anymore.
Unless he's chatting with Donde trying to coach him up, but that'd be a supportive teammate.
Yeah, you are allowed. We probably forgot to mention,
We did.
but they are teammates here, as we've been alleging throughout the night. But they are allowed to be in chat together and actually help each other. You're not allowed to spectate anybody else in the game once you're dead and everything like that. But you could definitely talk out positioning with your teammate. You know. Ways you would go, tavern here, buy here, sell that. So it's always nice to have that individual to bounce off of. And now that my Anadon is out, hopefully he can get Donde on the straight and narrow because Donde has taken quite a bit of damage since we left him. All right, coming in. Wash is coming into your favorite hero there, boss. Pyro Spike. Ooh, the Hydra is actually going to cleave the Harbinger and the Cthulhu. That is not a good trade for Wash here. Oh no, a Toki. We don't get through this Battlemaster. Oh no, the bomb hits the Battlemaster.
Oh, no.
This is a lot of damage.
24.
That's
wow.
lethal.
So there it goes. Guff. Oh, there's 3 people. So we got Donde coming in 7th.
Donde tied 7th. Hey!
Wash in the Wind with 6th place.
Yeah, Wash in the Wind coming in 6th. So looked very strong. Actually tied Steffi earlier, who I was saying was probably one of the more stronger individuals in the game. But yeah, her teammate Riots actually giving Wash the business and sending him back home. All right, who are we looking at now, Saku?
We are looking at, if we flip over, we're going over to Reverb. Or not Reverb, sorry, Riots.
Riots, who just knocked out Wash.
Riots, yeah.
It's a very interesting build that Riots has. Looking for elementals to get the double buffs off of the Major Domos.
Yep.
But it's also a very... As soon as that Battlemaster dies, that's kind of it. Like, there's really nothing you can do outside of hoping that there's a poison on the other side and it hits your Sneed and that poison dies.
Yeah.
55 health right now, though, is really not much.
So that Cave Hydra, he's expecting the Cave Hydra to do a lot of work here. Is that what the plan
He's hoping
is?
to go he's hoping to go first, and he's hoping to attack first. And here he comes into
hit some bubbles.
Damon. And there's that poison attack, so
no death rattles. Yep.
oh, but Damon gets the reset, and that spells disaster.
Oh, that was a lot of bombs.
It's not quite lethal, but it definitely hurts.
11 still alive. Still got 5 people in the lobby. We got Riots going up against a Ghost. So this is a free roll for Riots.
Yeah, 100%. Just easily take your tavern up here and just roll to see if you find anything. There's a Kangar's could pull the trigger. Actually goes for the Menagerie cut to just hit that brand and fire it onto the Hydra.
Nope. Battlemaster.
Just it's a guaranteed to be hit, I suppose.
Yep.
So
yeah, because of the taunt, that's right.
Yeah. Well, hoping to slide into the top 4 here are these combatants.
Mm-hmm.
Riots being 4th place actually doesn't get or gets the Ghost Whereas Damon, who we just saw him lose to, is having to play Steffi, teammate.
All right.
These are the turns where very straightforward turns, especially on just like a tavern up, and then you're sitting there going, let me check my phone. As a player, you just anything to kill the time of the 30 seconds that you still have to click down.
All right. So we do have a Legacy Series match coming up immediately after the BG's outing. Do have bands rolling in real quick, so we'll get to that after we follow up with Battlegrounds.
Yeah, get right back into the swing of standard. Riot's giving the business to this ghost.
Oh yeah,
No surprise there.
smash the ghost. So now he's up again. Oh my goodness, there's a cleaning. So we have, okay, so we got AFK. So Damon is in at 4th place. Sorry, 5th.
Tied for 4th, yeah.
And then we got Reverb at 4th, technically. Which just leaves
so
2 teammates there, Steffi and Riots versus Turtle.
yeah, so very good for the risky refresh here. Going to be getting a top 3 at least from that squad. And Turtle hoping to do it Damon did for his team and squeak that first out for him. So Riots does actually, they get a very favorable queue order here, whereas Riots is actually going to go into Turtle here. So if Riots can survive, which we just saw him roll the Divine Shield taunt poison Amalgadon, you can't ask for a better one, really. We will have to see how it fares into the board of Turtle.
Yep. See if we can take care of some turtle business.
Ooh,
Oh,
those
boy.
are jugglers.
And
All right, well,
it's gonna be sniping some people there for Riots. Big 35 hit.
ooh, that cleave was massive.
Holy.
Yeah. Oh, the poisonous hits the massive death or demon. Oh, there's no way Turtle gets through this one. Can't clear the board enough, and a legendary comes out to be a 5-drop.
Turtle. With the big thump.
Bang.
So
And it's gonna be a 1-2 for risky refresh.
Yep.
But who will take it, Sabi?
I don't know. Do we chime in to Steffi, or you want to tune into Steffi?
I'll
real
jump
quick?
on to Steffi. Yeah, I'll jump on to Steffi's board here. Last I left, she looked very strong. Oh, it looks like
we get a concede almost.
Riots is giving a little bit of get the Baron, buy the Baron, do it.
Is he gonna buy the Baron? Nope. Oh,
Sell your whole board. Yeah, no, this is it. He buys the Baron,
yeah.
and then he plays the Baron with the boat, and then he tries to scam. Steffi is not doing that, I can tell you. Steffi is going to absolutely.
Oh, he didn't.
Oh no! Wait. Oh, this is fantastic, Saku.
No, he's just going the boat way. So
No, trust me, you're gonna like what you see.
okay. We'd like to welcome Donde into the BG's cast. How you doing, sir?
What up, baby? Just, trying to fulfill the destiny, the prophecy that is our team name.
Well, you have made it once, and you have failed the second time.
Well, my teammate made it the second time,
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I guess
it's a
there's
factor.
that.
And that's still an adjacency. That still counts
Yeah.
in my book.
I mean, he was taking No advice from me because there was just nothing I could possibly help with. So there's that.
Here it is. Some boat on boat action. You couldn't call it any more down the middle. Let's see how the RNG goes. Oh, the Amalgadon. It's not going to be
It's
enough.
a tie.
It's going to be a straight up
God.
tie.
That's terrible.
It's going to be a straight up tie. And Steffi gets the boat. Is she going to find a golden? Oh, this is funny to see.
A second
I mean,
boat.
it's just massive rolls here, looking for boats. They're talking. They're saying, all right, let's see if we can find the same minion. I'm assuming they're both looking for golden boat here, but I don't think it's going to be found, considering as a 6-drop, there are very finite amounts in the game. So Steffi does hit the hero power once again. If she loses, there is a real chance that she doesn't die because the pirate could be less than a 4-drop that survives. So it could be a golden boat coming out from Steffi if we see the survive. But unfortunately for Riots, 6 mana left over, or 6 health left over, will just die to anything that happens. All
I'm on a
right,
boat.
moment of truth. We are on boats. We will have to see how the RNG plays out this time.
One boat, two
All
boat.
right. Some boat on boat action. Riots gets the first attack. There's some
boy.
spawns. There's
There
an
it is.
Eliza on the side of,
Yeah.
that's GG. Yeah,
What?
it is. Oh, I
Oh,
almost
boy.
got scared, man. I almost got
All right.
scared by
Steffi.
1 damage. I thought it was the other way for a minute. I thought we had a golden boat coming in, but as true teammates do say, full RNG for the win. Steffi takes game number 2 with her compadre Riots in spot 2.
So we'll review the order. So we'll have Myanodon in 8th, Donde in 7th, Washington Wind 6th. We got Damon in 5th, Reverb at 4, Turtle in 3, Riots at 2, and Steffi at number 1.
I'd like to issue an official correction that I was tied for 7th,
He was tied for 7th.
which means it's tied for
7th.
6th.
I
Hey.
mean, you got half a point, so golf
You damn right.
It's too hilarious.
Yeah.
So want to thank all our players for jumping on, and our viewers obviously for coming in pretty much midway through the first match there, but still had fun all the way around. You get to see
Yeah,
Donde
you guys
lose
you joined
right on
just
time.
in time. Yeah, you joined just in time to see me get obliterated. Which let me be the first to tell you, you didn't miss anything before that.
I was gonna say we got in at the perfect time,
Yeah.
and couldn't have selected better people to spectate.
That's right. That's 100% right. So now we're going to our third match of the evening. Or third, yeah, I guess it'd be the second match of the evening, from a Hearthstone's perspective. So,
Yes,
you guys want to ramble in on who we are viewing?
I would be so happy to talk about something that I know at least a modicum of strategy about. Yes,
take the reins.
thank you, Corridon.
Take the
I'm-
reins, buddy. They've heard my voice enough.
I need to get back to good here. So we are going to be moving into a legacy match in the free conference, as it is said, the silver conference. It's Lefty 2-1, 1-1 of DMB versus Mojo Powell of the Wallet Warriors. And I know we touched on this at the top of the show. The Wallet Warriors, I believe you said they're having all their money stolen. Well, that's because they used all their money on Warrior cards in Golden, but they've lost every match 3-2 so far, all 4 of them. So this is a decided match. Dirty Mike and the boys already up 16-8 and will get the win, but Mojo trying to make sure that Wallet Warriors do not get shut out. But I will say, even if you do lose, 4 matches, you're still picking up 8 points right now. Not a terrible week to start the season off. This is a 5-seed match. between two very, very high PR 5 seeds, both over 200 PR. So this should be a very interesting match and probably better than the average 5 seeds that most people would expect when they think of the lowest seed on a team in THL.
Yeah, I mean this is a 4 seed match, right? Like
At least.
to be completely fair, if not, sometimes can be a 3 seed. It's very surprising, but I mean that's just the way that these teams are built. You know, they're not going for those big powerhouse 550 swings at the top, and are able to kind of curve into a nicer bottom 2, even 3, and try and get your wins down in the lower half there. So it's good to see a little PR management working that way. And I mean, very similar builds, but working in Dirty Mike and the boys' favor.
Yeah, these teams are the mid-range deck of THL, essentially looking to curve and play in that middle of the game. But it's going to be an interesting one with Hunter, Paladin, Priest, and Shaman on lefty side versus Hunter, Paladin, Rogue, and Shaman on the side of Mojo Pals. So lefty with the Priest, and that's something that we saw 3 out of the 5 DMB guys bring. Obviously, the 2 so far have won. And this is, we didn't see Priest earlier. Do you think we're going to see a Shadow Priest tonight? That's really the only one that's viable right now, Gordon, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is the only one that's viable. I think Control Priest can still find wins, but it's very difficult to find them with the way the combo decks are right now. I mean, even with the, as a meme or whatever people want to call the quest line for the Priest, is actually just too slow. I just flat out, it's too slow. So I think the Shadow Priest here, especially from Mojo, but I mean,
well, the 3
no
eminent
mage.
quest decks, the 3 eminent combo decks that are in this meta right now are not in Mojo's lineup. No
That's
Demon
what I
Hunter,
mean, right?
no Demon Hunter, no Warlock, and no Mage. So Control Priest could very well be on the table here.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the bands, which we got a little insider knowledge, so it makes me flip a little bit towards the Shadow Priest, just with the bands that we saw.
I didn't see the bands until you mentioned we saw the bands. So,
Oh, baby, do we have bands?
oh yeah, it's a Shaman and a Hunter band. Surprising.
Yes, sir.
We haven't seen that before on every
No.
stream so far.
Yeah. All right, Saku.
Yeah.
So-
Without further ado,
Mojo
where do we
Pal.
got and who do we got?
Mojo Pal on the bottom. We got Lefty on the top. We got cams for all the fans. Let's get going.
Hams for my fans.
Is Lefty wearing DMB gear? It is very important to know.
Negative.
Oh, that's gonna have to be known. Yeah.
Negative on that particular.
Unreal.
Ooh, come on. How do you get on stream and not rep the squad? Just so upsetting.
All right, just gonna throw a spectate reminder to the game. Oh, Lefty. Let's get it, dude, is what was said.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's a lefty. That's a leftyism.
All right, we're hopping on in here. It's very interesting that both matches it's been a Shaman Hunter, not just like Hunter bands or Shaman bands.
Mhm.
It's been very, I don't like your Hunter, you don't like my Shaman. Let's fight.
Well, we see the face hunter right away from
Wow.
Mojo, and he has a face hunter hand
That
for
that's-
sure.
Even got the cult neophyte teched in. I mean, I wouldn't have expected
Yeah.
a cult neophyte, not seeing, as you even said, the
The spell
Warlock
based decks,
or the
yeah.
spell or any of those big combo decks, but does throw it away as it's really not going to be very useful in a paladin.
It does almost no work against a deck that has 4 spells in it total, and those 4 spells are not going to be played on curve, most likely.
No.
The hand of it all might be, depending on
Oh.
how.
Oh.
What? Oh,
Okay, so when you had disappeared to go to Battlegrounds, we had discovered that there is a different paladin deck being thrown around right
all
now.
right. Talk to me.
It runs stealth minions that are buffed up and then plays the Battlegrounds Battlemaster on said stealth minions just to smash you in your face.
I mean, I see the game plan here, and it seems like Lefty's got the stuff that he wants for it with the Blessing of Authority and the Battle Master in hand.
Yeah,
And I gotta say, it seems rude.
it worked very well last game for Hickett, who slapped the Blessing of Authority on a 1/1 and then got lethal next
Oh
turn.
my goodness!
Yep.
Yeah, so it's a real thing.
Hide minion. Buff
Yeah, I
minion,
don't.
smash
Stealth
minion.
Paladin also runs Jungle Panther if this list runs it.
Yeah, I was thinking, looking at the stealth minion here, I was thinking he might opt to trade the stealth minion because he's going to be able to play it again next turn, re-stealthed.
Yeah, I mean, Lefty's job here is to stabilize, stay alive, where you can kind of just get annoying minions on the board. Even 1/1s are a threat, really. When a conviction hits and then the Battle Master follows down, it has to be every 1/1 has to be respected. True Aim Crest is going to do a great job at dealing with those 1/1s, though.
Well, a good little subtle counter here too is Lefty might opt to. Well, there's the conviction. He might opt to never play a non-stealth minion because that just means that he never gets rhinoed from this point forward.
Very true. But disagrees.
Yeah, I
gets the card draw.
I don't think he. I mean, he would have come up 1 damage short if he played the second half of the Spectral Delinquent, or the Spectral Delinquent is the second half, and then next turn Blessing of Authority, and then Conviction Battle Master the turn after that, he'd be looking at 28 damage.
Yeah.
So just slightly too little.
Absolutely insane.
But now, he might just be dead before it gets to that point anyway, as Mojo continues to pour the damage in.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of just what Face Hunter does. It doesn't allow you to really do what you want to do. And at this rate, if Lefty runs Samuro, which is typical, it might just be too late with the damage that Mojo is accumulating in hand with the Barak Kodobane refresh.
Lefty here, definitely running through the scenario. How do I die from this point forward? Do I have 1 turn? Do I have 2 turns? Dare I say 3 turns? I don't think that's a even remote possibility here because Oh My Yogg is not going to really abate much damage. Yes, an aim shot will get eaten, but I don't think that's necessary. And either way, Mojo will probably know to play around that. Here comes that sneaky and spectral. So this is. I mean, it's still 2 turns away from lethal. Well, actually, if Mojo ignores everything that's happening on board,
right,
aka doesn't kill the 3/4, then that would be 27 damage, depending on where the convictions hit.
Right, and I mean, you could just trade off, or you couldn't, I guess. So he's not going to ignore.
No, that's the right play.
That is the correct play, and yeah, this is just pretty much all but not for Lefty, unless there's some spicy
second conviction.
Wow, and yeah,
I think
quite get there. 24 damage.
Yeah, I think unfortunately the stealth minions are just not fast enough against a Face Hunter. I mean, like the actual concept of the deck is just not fast enough against Face Hunter since you're trying to hide the whole time, and Face Hunter doesn't really want to hit your minions anyway. Face Hunter would rather hit you in the face, so it's just a bit too slow in this matchup to be effective unless you absolutely, I think, hit the nuts. And Lefty was a little bit slow out of the gate there. So yeah, this is going to be game 1 to Mojo.
Yeah, especially not getting any buffs really on these stealth minions really puts it behind as well. But as you said, it really gives Mojo the easier way to just say, well, I don't want to trade, so I'm not going to trade. And just very dead.
Yeah, there's the concede from Lefty. did show that he had the juice. Just kind of giving Mojo it's not really information. He knew those cards were in the deck anyway. Just, hey, I would have had you, but you played it right and you got the win. So 1-0 to Mojo.
Yeah, honestly, a Carol Rome short of lethal there. Anything earlier, and good for Lefty to get that close while still facing down the onslaught of the Face Hunter from Mojo.
Well, with that win from Mojo, that is going to leave him with a Paladin and a Rogue left. So we could see the Rogue come out here.
Yeah, Rogues tend to do well into Paladins, but buff Paladins, I don't know if they do well into the into this new stealth Paladin we're seeing. Here is a Control Priest.
Okay, we thought that might happen.
Yeah.
Not a Quest Control Priest, should be noted. That is
yes.
That is just too slow.
Yeah.
But it looks like Mojo has the more traditional non-stealth minion variant of the deck we just saw, the Hand Buff Paladin. We saw it Overlord Runthak, Murgur McGurgle. These are all cards that can appear in the deck, but are not necessarily guaranteed to appear in the deck.
What a start from Mojo here.
Very strong.
Lefty does have a little bit of early game to deal with that. And hey, get ready to be crashed, ladies and gentlemen.
Incredible. It's going to be a spec bug.
It's gonna be I like getting the prismatic out here because you do have so many early game options. You're really not missing a turn.
Let me know when the spec bug takes an effect.
We will let you know.
Roger that.
I'm assuming not. As soon as he plays the one that is backwards, it should crash everything. I'm actually assuming he probably doesn't play it for a little while, so I think you have a little bit of time.
Well, on a good note, I just went ahead and refreshed it right now, figuring in the early going. It does show the second encumbered pack mule, so maybe that is a way to avoid the crash, is to just preempt it by switching.
Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury.
I mean, unless you want the people to not see what they paid to see.
They paid?
Did they pay?
Some of us subscribe to the Twitch channel, which, by the way,
true. Yes. So yes,
if you do subscribe to Twitch channel, it does help us bring better content to you, increases revenue to the stream so that we can continue to put up more prize pools on our off-season tournaments, and of course more merchandise, which you can see at our shop down below the stream you're watching right now. You can pick up some merch from teams that won their championships last season, just some fun t-shirts and mugs and stickers. So please do consider purchasing something or subscribe to the Twitch channel. It's free if you have Twitch Gaming.
Segue.
Just like the Dirty Mike and the Boys merch.
Yeah. Just forever on the site. You have until the end of the month to get Blast material, so get it.
Blast, Zilfs. Yep,
Zilfs,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yep. Shed Ape. What else is out there?
Blast, Zilch, Shed Ape,
F2L,
F2L,
Viridian.
And that's it.
Them 4 champs.
There'll be some wild EU gear this season. Shout out to our new Wild series in Europe, our first international series.
Yep. And also another quick shout out to Mojo Pal and Lefty for being on cams tonight, since we are doing the lovely OBS Ninja setup. And hopefully this turns into a regular thing for our viewers. And
Stereo, nice board clear there.
Yeah. That's a nice board clear, but that is quite a nice couple buffs from Mojo.
Yeah, chunky minions.
Yeah, you're probably going to get your spectator bug here, Saku. Yes, sir. Double pack mule coming down.
Yeah, double pack mule, the right move there. Nothing to rush into, and nothing to discount in the hand for Carriel Rome. I like the play from Mojo. Continues to put pressure on the board, and not really an easy way for Lefty to handle this. We already see the one Hysteria. He did pick up a second, though, off the top, but do you want to use that now? I don't think so.
No, I guess the only argument for doing it is you do have the Soul Mirror to combat anything too crazy. I mean, Lefty is just okay with sitting back and allowing Mojo to, I guess, develop the board and then just deny it through ways of Zyrella heal. We do have the AoE, Soul Mirror, Hysteria. I mean, if there was a deck that Control Priest wanted to hit, this was the one.
Looks like he might just go ahead and hit he's going to hit the pack mule right now with Hysteria, clear this board. And yeah, I think I probably would have preferred to see the palm reading myself there. Maybe a palm reading into a palm reading or a palm reading heal. But yeah, I can understand the desire to clear the board. It is always very scary to leave Paladin up, but there wasn't really much there that could have killed him. He could have taken 16 damage max if there happened to be a Battle Master in hand. And then you were clearing that next turn with your Zyrella heal.
Yeah, and then you essentially full heal off of that. But going to take the double. Oh, he's gonna Holy Smite after this.
Yeah, that's
still
one short though.
Yeah,
because he didn't. Yeah, he didn't take damage, so he didn't heal past 4. Right. So even though the desperate prayer does heal technically 4/5. There wasn't any healing to be done. So, yeah.
Just hold on to that Holy Smite, man. Don't do it. Oh, that's a very big draw as well.
Yeah, that misplay there, already a tough deck to win with. That's not going to be looking too good here for Lefty. Mojo's going to continue to develop more board, more minions that are even stronger. This looks pretty bad right now. The only thing you can say for Lefty, something that he does not know, is that Mojo does not yet have Loatheb.
Yes, no Loatheb coming out yet, but I mean, Lefty has to assume every turn is pretty much death at this point. So
Soul Mirror could be that play here to, like you said, to just assume that he might die.
Yeah, but are you still alive? Because the 6/8 lives, and if a conviction hits, double conviction would take you to 12/24. So he's one off if he thinks he has the nuts.
Yeah, it's something where at a point you just got to kind of say if you have it, you have it, I think. And Desperate Prayer here an option. He's going to use the Void Shard instead.
Clears off the run that cleanly and heals yourself.
Yeah, you can discount it as well.
Ooh, a Wave of Apathy is a great tool to buy a little bit of time here, especially when you've seen so many buffs go into the hand.
That's what we'll see. Well, I don't think we'll see the Wave of Apathy here. It seems premature here. This seems like a great time to just play that High Lord 4 Dragon.
Yeah.
That's a card that I feel like it's very tough to use appropriately in this deck. Like, you have to have time to use it. And in this meta right now where, if you want to just drop a minion that doesn't do anything more than exist on turn 6, and your opponent is likely completing the third step of their quest and or finding ways to kill you right now if you're going against a paladin, for example, it's not a card that we see included in every paladin build, and even when it is, like, the only times it really works is in these greedier matchups. So it actually is very, very applicable right here against Priest.
Yeah, it's very interesting. That's definitely like the 30th card in the deck that everyone says, well, is it slow? Is it too slow? Is it necessary? I think because it was the nice shiny new car that came out of Stormwind, people threw it in immediately. But now that things have been refined a bit and we see how fast it is, that it's definitely not the best thing to draw. And I mean, we get the Zyrella here, but there's still a Divine Shield. We can Holy Smite it off. We only healed for 7.
Does he Apathy here just to ensure not dying?
It does clear, other than the 6/8 is a 6/1.
Noyotron, interesting.
Yeah, this definitely looks like a a day one hand buff paladin, if you know what I mean. Like this just looks like when everyone took all of the divine shield taunt annoying cards and threw them in a deck, but I mean it is definitely working out.
There's a renew, so that's a little bit of hope there for Lefty to try and find. So he can also toss that Rustrod Viper away for 1 mana to trade it for another card in his deck.
Really Soul Mirror and get a discount on his renew if he wanted to, but Void Shard don't have enough mana to full clear here.
Yeah, nothing this turn. It would have to be. Yeah, so you either have to be Smite or Void Shard. Void Shard, a little more optimistic.
Yeah,
Trade the Viper.
It's a Pandoran. Okay.
Not something he's going to play this turn. I think, Soul Mirror just to avoid the immediate death.
And Void Shard, a Shadow Spell. So we'll not be getting the discounts. I don't know if you want to play the wave just to suggest get the Divine Shield and deny anything on the other side.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable route. And well, there's the Battle Master. So it would have been 18 if he had let it stay at full health. But now with the Annoyotron, it's going to still be hard to kill.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, he's just going.
He just wants his Divine Shield back.
Oh, he's going to use Samuro to clear. Oh, yeah. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, the hand is one generated spell for Lefty,
Right.
and one card you don't know what it could be. You've got an overwhelming board. He's already used Soul Mirror. Like, what could he possibly have in hand that would wipe out all of your minions in one go? A second Soul Mirror doesn't do it.
Yeah.
See, we need Soul Mirror plus something else, and it's just it's very unlikely at this point. Oh my God, there's a. Oh wait, that's not a board deck. Never mind.
No, this is just Discover.
Okay, for some reason I thought Call of the Grave was discovering out of his deck, and I was like, what is Lefty doing here? And why is there boars on my stream? But no, it is not.
Get this boar out of here. So 27 goes up. Oh, plays the Pandora?
Yeah, I got. Ooh, destroy all
Oh.
odd. Oh, that's
There's
so I can
only
kill
one.
only two. It kills two of them, but it's still
Right,
lethal.
Yeah, 1/1. Yeah, it is 20 damage. Oh, it wouldn't be. He has armor now.
You're right. It would be 12, 20. You're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, just barely get. I mean, that's finding a way to live.
Yeah.
Still not a great position, but it's still it's alive, which is better than dead. And he does have taunt for next turn, and that gives him armor.
And more armor gain. Oh man. And I mean, if any deck can generate some nonsense and get them out of a position, it is Priest.
What does he want to see here?
I would assume we wanted to renew because that you're just dead, right? Divine Shield stick around, Battle Master sticks around.
Well, if he hits the two, if he drops the Condemn and then Void Shards into the 5/5, yeah, he'd still be.
Yeah, just because the Divine Shield stick around, then you have to throw it into the Battle
Right.
Master and the Samuro, and both Divine Shield minions are still kicking around.
So that'll be a 2-0 lead for Mojo. Only
Yeah.
the Rogue left to get through.
That is a tough one. I mean, Priest actually looking at Dirty Mike and the boys, it must have been working for them because 3 of their teammates, or I guess two of the teammates who have previously played brought the Priest. So definitely at least got one win for them. It's going to be a tough one to see coming into the Rogue. We did see the convictions, so the stealth minions can be dealt with. Hysterias can deal with some stealth minions every now and then, like the if you want to throw the +2 attack stealth gizmo onto a guy. We are going to see. Hey, yeah, there's the noble mount build again in this Paladin. It's such an interesting deck, man.
It is a deck. It is 30 cards that are put together, and we're seeing it on stream live.
Well, he's got the coin full chuck. Okay. Double blessing, definitely
Double
not
blessing.
the hand he wanted to see here. A cult neophyte in the hand of Mojo. And SI Infiltrator actually
Infiltrator.
gets value.
Yeah, I mean, beyond just activating the quest, it's very applicable because Paladin is so prevalent, and Mage, of course, eating an ice barrier is fantastic. More. I'm talking about ladder, of course, not necessarily here because we're not seeing Mage tonight, but
Yeah,
that's
no,
okay.
definitely. Even Hunter, Rin's rifle, eating a Rin's rifle secret. So
for sure.
It's not the worst. It's definitely probably that, card slot that can get rotated for. We've seen, I think, a more stealth package, or even these cult neophytes coming through as well, which is not typically played. So definitely a spot that can rotate to help with the tech options.
We see the neophyte taking out the skulker. I'm sorry, not the skulker. The skulker is
He's
Mojo's
hidden.
minion. Yeah, he's hidden. He's not getting touched. He's taking out the Knight of Anointment.
John Cena.
And now the Infiltrator can immediately come down, get the value, and progress this quest to the second step.
You love to see it.
No Galloping Savior for Lefty. And what is the gizmo? It's the Hidden Gyro Blade, which is fantastic in most situations. Almost always excited to see a one-cost weapon with that basically generates 6 attack over 2 turns.
Yeah, and then allows you to even clear off. So really, 6 attack, 9 damage, truly, once the death rattle pops on it. It's always interesting to see too. Sometimes you can swing with it and dagger up just to activate the death rattle off of it.
Lefty here debating where this minion's going to go.
Interesting to see, because Rogue has a lot of great ways to deal with big minions. As we see right here, he is slamming this blessing. I mean, that gizmo could be the flip back to your hand.
It could be. There could be a, not informant in
The assassin. Yeah. Luckily for Lefty, there is not. We could throw on for a swindle, but it will not find what we need to. And
well, swindle's not going to find anything because it's going to become a different 2-cost spell.
Oh, whoa, right. I thought we got rid of it, but we got rid of Galloping Savior.
Yes, we did. What will it be? It's been Oh My Yogg. Turns into a Condemned, which actually just pops the Divine Shield. I don't hate that.
I mean, isn't that clearable now?
It is clearable now.
Yeah.
Without even taking any face damage.
Yeah.
If he wants to let the 2/2 live, but it seems like it's not worth it rather than, eating 10.
Yeah, taking 10 into a deck that wants to put stealth minions and then hit you with them seems upsetting. Wow, yeah, so Oh My Yogg coming in clutch there for Mojo Powell, actually.
Yeah, Lefty betrayed by his own secret. A very unfortunate turn there. He would have just rather let Mojo draw 2 cards, I think.
Exactly. Would have at least made him face tank 10, I think, with the SI still playable. Would have allowed him to clear that off, but yeah, this is a hand with a lot of stuff, but not much to do.
Gonna build a board.
That's all you can really do as Paladin here is continue to try to build a board. I mean, at a positive note, Mojo does now only have 2 cards, and he was trying to swindle, which means he didn't really have any other answers for your stuff in his hand. He was trying to find an answer and was fortunate enough to be helped out to that end. But right now, Mojo can get to the third part of the subquest, and there's another SI7 card. Actually,
yeah.
a very, very good pickup.
Oh, good right now. This is going to give him a very clean clear.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as he kills the 1/1 with the weapon, it's going to be
another gyro blade.
Wow. Sequenced very well there, making sure that this death rattle kills the stealth. And we are 1 turn away from seeing Scabs, and Informant is always a great card to complete that on. Because it's just a massive threat that they have to deal with. And if they do, then Scabs come down as another massive threat. But if they don't, Scabs 9 times out of 10 can actually just like give you a lethal.
And even more damage drawn to hand as Mojo just getting his option of how to close this game out at this point. Nice. As Lefty searches for any answer. He might have to just roll this this Murgurgle Prime next turn and see what pops out of the Murloc box.
Yeah, praying for some rush minions, rush Murlocs. I mean, there was 15 in a hand last turn there for Mojo, so it's just gonna rip the Wicked Stab, saying you gotta have something. Yeah, I agree with you here. We're just gonna have to play this McGurgle and see what happens.
Yeah, that draw was air for Lefty. Mojo knows, or Lefty knows exactly what's in Mojo's hand, and he doesn't like it. But even if it's anything that that gets in the way of these minions, it basically has to kill these minions outright, because anything getting in the way is just going to get removed by Scabs and the So there's a taunt, but it's not going to stay for long.
Nope, it is going to get sapped right back and then run through.
Yeah, this is going to be a sweep for Mojo, and gets Wallet Warriors on the board. Actually, their first win of the week in a 12-point week. Shockingly. 16-12 will be a final score here, but Wallet Warriors doing the best they can with what they have left, and Mojo very impressive tonight.
Yeah, seeing almost a full sweep from a team and still pulling 12 points out. I don't think you could lose any happier. I don't know if that's I think that's just, if you're going to lose, that's definitely the way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, because even if you flip one of those 3-2s the other way, you take 2 points away from DMB, and then those 2 points go to Wallet Warriors, it's a tie, 14-14. So This is literally the best case scenario for a loss that you can have.
Yeah, there's a lot of wins some weeks that only get to 12. So definitely not a week the Wallet Warriors should feel bad about in any sense. See if we can get Mojo in here for a quick, how you doing?
I know we can, because we talked briefly about how I came on for an interview last night, and he wanted to come on to reverse the roles. Welcome, Mojo.
Hello.
So now, as we talked about, you're on the other side of the table here. Congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you very much.
So, big 3-0 there. Obviously, for the Wallet Warriors, this was a week that you didn't want to lose it, but if you have to lose it, the way you guys lost is more than adequate with a 12-point week. So, what was your game plan here tonight? With obviously once you saw Lefty's classes, what kind of thought process did you go through with your decks?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it sucked that I was the last match to play. This match didn't matter for the week. Obviously, the rest of my team literally got 3-2'd. But I went into the week thinking I was going to sort of like soft target Paladin. I wanted to bring decks that were good into Paladin, but that I was comfortable with. So I didn't bring Mage, which would have been the obvious option. Sort of because the secret Paladin exists that he played. That actually like kind of stomps Mage pretty hard. So I played other decks that I thought were pretty good in Paladin. Turns out that they were. And that was from I wasn't expecting the Troll Priest, I guess it was.
Yeah, we talked about that briefly. Once we saw your lineup and his priest into it, you didn't have any of the combo decks that kind of make that Control Priest really sad, essentially. And so the Control Priest tended to be something that we thought was a possibility, and it did come true. But as far as, Control Priest in this meta, I don't know too many builds that seem too strong right now, and I think a lot of it is just unrefined. And I think we saw that like with the Call of the Grave, in the deck, and it was just maybe not as tight of a list as we would have seen in the previous meta. So that might have worked to your advantage a little bit, would you say?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it seemed like the list didn't really get off the ground, aside from like a couple of Asterias, and the one, Soul Mirror. It didn't really do anything. So, no, it wasn't. I mean, it was getting close to running me out of resources. But Paladin minions all have Divine Shield and are very big. So it seemed like a decent matchup, I guess.
I guess I have one more question for you. How excited were you to see the Oh My Yogg give you a clear in that final game?
That was
My
so
question,
funny.
dang it.
I was
Sorry, Corey.
I was expecting to have to like punch it with my face. I could have cleared it without the conviction, or what's that card called?
Condemn. Yeah. You could have.
I could have cleared it without the condemn. It just like would have sucked a lot.
Yeah,
So,
eating 10 is never
that
an
was
enjoyable feeling.
Made me happy. I think it probably definitely contributed to win, because that next weapon charge ended up being so good for me. But yeah, that was nice. That was fun.
Yeah, I think my favorite part was the SI Infiltrator actually getting the full value of the card, progressing and eating the spell. I didn't eat the Oh My Yogg, but as we just talked about, probably better that it missed Oh My Yogg. It helped you out there, and you didn't have to eat 10, which, I mean, in the deck that Lefty was playing, he just kind of wants to land a big minion and slam it. So the turn that he did play the Blessing was a big risk for him, but you unfortunately didn't have the Assassin or the Sap in hand, and
and I was hoping like, oh, maybe it's not Oh My Yogg, and I can draw the Assassin off the whatever that card's called that I played.
Swindle.
But it seemed unlikely. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is Oh My Yogg. But SI7 Infiltrator has never done anything for me ever. I actually hate that card a lot.
This
has made me a fan. I was very excited. I don't know if you guys could see my camera. I was very excited when I drew it.
Well,
it just happened. Yeah,
we don't see it in real time, of course, on the stream, but yeah, we do see it now.
Yeah, you're 15 minutes ahead, but just around that point, which is why I brought it up, because I saw you were just like, full value.
It was a fun one.
Yeah,
it was a fun one.
Yeah, and so no, it's really cool to see that. I mean, there's a little bit of secrets. You can eat a mage.
Yeah, that's like sort of why it's there. I mean, it's there to like. I think it's like a 4-mana 5/4 invoke. Right?
Yeah, it predominantly just progresses the quest, which there being a finite amount of quest pieces right now. But sometimes you can hit a Rin's Rifle secret and stuff like that. But it's also just a 4-mana 5/4. It's just
hey, we take those.
Yeah.
I appreciate the callback to Invoke. I had not even drawn that parallel, so I'm definitely stealing that.
Somewhere.
Well, I'm giving you credit when I steal it.
Yeah, thank you, please. No, this is
problem.
mine. No one has said it before me.
Well, anything else you'd like to say? Obviously your series is over the week, but anything you want to say to your teammates or your opponent there? The floor is yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you guys for hosting us. I know that it's a big deal, and you've committed a lot of your time, especially Donde, who was just playing, right? I don't know how that went, but
I wouldn't classify what I did was playing. Yeah, he existed within a lobby.
Yeah, he was there.
It was essentially I was a piñata.
He was the 8th.
So that's the reason I don't play Battlegrounds, is that happens to me every time. But so shout out to you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you to Lefty for wanting to be on stream and for playing as me. He kind of got. I mean, this was just not his like lucky. Hey, there wasn't much you could do about it. We had some good matches, and I've played against him before. Nice guy. And then shout out to my team, the Wallet Warriors. We're gonna bounce back This week we put up a lot of points, and like everyone but me and Owl are new to THL.
Yeah.
And really positive and really like excited about it so far. So I'm loving working with the team, and I think we're gonna show up in a big way next week.
Yeah, I don't think you guys have anything to worry about. You definitely looked very strong, even in a losing week, putting 12 points up and taking 2 games off a team that has been around THL for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with your guys' showing this week. You did an excellent job, and it's exciting to see, honestly.
Yeah, it's mathematically
fun.
impossible for you guys to be anything lower than 5th place, since that was the best possible outcome for a losing week. So that's at the very least, with 8 weeks still to go, you're in a fine position. Though silver is going to be a fun ride for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about it.
Those points will come in handy come playoff time, where some
Definitely.
teams lost, like a 16-4, where you guys got a 12 win. That's going to be the difference maker. I'm guaranteeing it.
Yeah.
Well,
there's
big next week too against Saku's boys with Amberflight Gaming as well.
I was just about to
That's
say,
true.
just about to plug that in there to say me and Mojo might have to jam on stream there if he wants.
I would love to. I would love to. I'll be on stream as much as I can.
Okay. You hear it, folks? Mojo and I going head to head. Let's do it. I don't know what day, but
We'll somehow you'll stream up it and I'll cast it while we're playing.
that will be the magic that will certainly happen, and then we'll tie by some miracle. We'll be 2.5 each.
We'll play
Love the
only
THL
Control
magic.
Warrior and go to turn limit.
That's right. Yeah.
I will not be tuning into that.
But you don't want to play
Fast
Control
forward.
Mirrors tomorrow?
I
or on
don't,
Sunday.
I don't want to watch Control Mirrors. I'm more than happy to play
I've
one.
got the best Control Warrior coach in the league.
That's true.
In the league format
series.
With,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Owl.
Owl is good with Warrior. That
There
is
you go.
very true.
But thanks again, Mojo Powell, for joining us. And
Absolutely.
congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you guys for having me on.
No problem, buddy. Holy
And
moly.
thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight as well. Saku, it's been a long night, but thank you for opping, my friend.
You got it. And we're, like I said, with the OBS Ninja thing, I'm really happy that the four players today were open to jump on there. Some people are a little bit like myself, a little bit conscious about being on camera and making mistakes, and basically, if a wrong play happens, then things start accidentally falling on the ground on purpose. Fists
Absolutely.
fist hit desks, stuff like that. But it's good to see that emotion actually carry through, just like you see.
That's exactly it.
GMs.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, it's really cool to see some emotion, and remember that there are people behind the
Yeah.
names of THL, and to see like Mojo being very animated, and seeing that like the Condemn gave him a nicer clear, and
Yeah.
it's just a really nice like heart lifting way, and
Yep.
it just adds to the emotion of the games.
Yeah, which like you said, it just adds to everything on top of what all the other stuff that we're providing with the THL and for the THL as well. So, all right, any final words from our two casters here? Dante the Eighth. Any
that is my official
Moniker,
nombre
name,
at this
yes.
point. Yeah. Great series. I wish that I had been able to stick around for the end of the first series. It seemed like it was an exciting time, but I had a fun time casting Corden. Our first time casting together as well. So hopefully there's more in the future like that. And that's it. Got 2 more big streams coming at you this weekend, and actually more than 2 at night, but then we also have Schoolstone as well during the afternoon.
That's
Right,
right.
Saku?
That's right. Yeah, I don't know who Lotus has lined up, but I'm sure we'll see a announcement soon. So, Corden.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say first time Dante and I, and it was awesome. I really loved you and Isocles on Saturday, so I'm glad I got the opportunity to cast with you, man. It's a really awesome opportunity, and I guess I'll see you on Sunday.
You sure will. We'll be playing on
We'll
Sunday.
be playing at Hero, yeah.
And speaking of Icicles, everybody out there, if you haven't checked it out, the first episode of the podcast, the THL POW podcast for the season, dropped last night. So check it out. If you were a fan of Donde Shade, there's plenty of it. So enjoy. And Icicles and Based do a fantastic job week in and week out. Hopefully they continue to be able to do it. I know Based is moving, and Icicles, decided that 2 kids is the right number for him at the very least. So Corden knows a little something about that as well.
I'm still on 1, man. I'm still on 1.
I mean, but yeah, you just jump into the game, and Icicles is like, watch me one up you.
You're not wrong. There's every team I've been on has been a lot of babies because STDs, Quaz, and myself had children around the exact same time. And then Dad Legend, Dart had twins.
Oh, yeah.
Then, it's just everywhere I seem to join, it's just like children central. So it's awesome. Yeah.
That's THL these days. It's lots of dads out here and some moms.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Bobs.
So with that, thanks everybody for joining us. We got a max at 29, almost 30 viewers, I think, tonight, which is awesome. So keep subscribing, keep hitting that like button, keep following, keep on keeping on, as they say. Good night, everybody.